Disventure Dispatch. I hope you guys are having a great day. Today we'll be reviewing episode 7, the very cursed episode in previous seasons, but we'll see if it's still cursed. So today I'm joined by our lovely host and a special guest that we will reveal later. But right now, let's turn the mic to Jpeg.
No!
Jpeg?
No! I don't wanna! Okay, fine. Hello.
Jpeg with his very Fiori sunglasses profile picture.
The viewers can't see it because it's
Hello.
an audio format. Hello, welcome.
Oh no.
It is 7 a.m. in
Hello.
my place. Very tired, but it's alright. I'm here.
Oh god. Okay, so question. How do you feel about minions?
What? No, ew.
What's your
gross.
honest opinion?
Disgusting.
Oh.
Annoying.
Oh god.
No, they're not bad. They're actually not bad. It's good marketing, I'd say. You know, it's very popular. I don't know, your favorite.
Oh my god.
Your favorite characters, so I don't know what to say. They're your favorite.
Okay, Megamind hater. Okay, let's go to Marks. How are you doing?
Woo! How's everybody doing tonight? What up, everybody?
Woo! Hello, Marks. Let's see. Question for you. What's your favorite ice cream? I gotta know.
Ooh, that's a really, really good one. I believe it's called Moose Tracks. It's like they got little pieces of chocolate within some vanilla ice cream, little caramel. Delicious.
Oh, that sounds so good. Oh my gosh.
They should sponsor me.
Yes. Ben and Jerry's or someone out there. Let's go.
I actually had that like recently
Okay.
in like the American store we have. It's great. I love Moose Tracks.
Really?
Yeah.
Moose Tracks?
Really?
I actually never
Absolutely.
They have like the little like
I need
chocolate
to go
thingies.
try. Dang. I love chocolate thingies. Okay, so moving on to Imer. Hello, Imer.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Let's see. Question for you. How do you feel about Yule's spicy abs?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We've been dying to know.
Alright, I feel like Yo's spicy abs have been able to market a great interest within his social media. People are going crazy over them. They're going rabid. This girl named Tam, she goes crazy for them every episode. Like, even when Yo's not even in the episode, she's going crazy. The whole season 1. But even Gret is even obsessed, and that's his girlfriend. I feel like Yul has something working on. Spicy abs.
Yes! Oh my god.
Why are you so
I love that. I love
Everyone's
that
obsessed
in-depth
with you.
analysis. What was that?
It's a Patreon
Oh
shout
my
out to Fiori.
Whoa, Fiore.
That was your
Hello.
Fiore voice? That was adorable. It sounded like a little gremlin, but adorable.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay. Let's see. On to our next host is Genesis. Hello, Genesis.
Hi, hello. I'm currently headphone deaf in one ear, and I'm wearing the plattest PJs you can imagine. But I am ready.
Ooh.
I'm ready to go. As ready as can be. So,
Nice.
what question you got? I'm ready for anything.
You know what to do,
Okay.
Tam. You know what to do.
You know, you got the stamp.
Genesis,
Okay.
tell us, please. The Dan Nation is dying to know.
Okay.
What is the status of Dan? Is he in Park? Like, what's going on?
Listen, you saw that cameo, and actually, okay, fun fact, the requester of that cameo did say that they requested information on the All-Stars season and what was currently happening, specifically just to make sure that he was not dead at that point in time. So, we have gotten word that Dan is in fact alive.
Objection. I have nothing to state. What is stopping Dan from not watching the season early, but dying before it airs to the public? How do you counteract that point?
And here I have to ask, how did he get access to the season before it went public?
Genesis, you ever watched The Sixth Sense? Have you ever seen The Sixth Sense?
You're not gonna tell me that Dan has a sixth sense. Yes,
Oh my
the 2
God.
extra eyes really let him see into the future,
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, now on to our very, very special guest. Today we are joined by none other than Aubrey, the voice for Fiore.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Aubrey. It's so nice
Hi,
to have you
Aubrey!
on here.
Hello.
Hi.
My favorite
got
a
person.
DC1.
We got a DC1 member in here, yay!
Oh!
Yeah.
And it only took 7 episodes.
Cheering for myself. Yay.
It only took 7 episodes and 1 episode 7 curse, but we got it.
Is it a curse or a gift? We don't know.
I guess there's only one way to find out.
Indeed.
Indeed. But before we
Oh,
move on,
indeed
I have to
also.
ask you, Aubrey, what is your opinion on Jimmy Neutron?
You actually. Well, the only thing I remember from Jimmy Neutron is the thing after it where the 3-eyed monkey would show up and like there was like a song for him and everything that was like doo 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 doo, and then he's like, "Hi, I'm Paul." Yeah, I liked him, but like I don't remember anything else about the show. But I guess Jimmy Neutron's hair also kind of looks like an ice cream, like a soft serve ice cream. So,
Very
but maybe I'm
true.
just hungry or something. I don't know.
That's a fair
Oh,
enough thing
gosh.
to remember.
Yeah.
Literally, the
Give it
only
up
thing I
for Paul.
remember was the stupid the sodium chloride thing.
You
Which
don't
is the
even
most
remember
basic thing to
Paul.
remember.
I guess Paul wasn't part of the show. Really, he was like an after show thing. He was the best part of it. I'm just saying. Like I always looked
Real.
forward to seeing him. He was my homie.
You
Real.
guys,
It's a real one.
listen. All right,
Oh!
Jpeg and Imer are sending stuff in the chat, and it's just
Oh my gosh.
I will never look at Jimmy
Please
Neutron the
stop.
same again.
Me either.
I like the Asahino one.
I do
God.
actually.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh my god.
Gosh darn it. Oh my god. Yeah, so I guess we can jump right into like Aubrey, how did you get into DC and like voice acting and the role of Fiore?
That was not my answer, I promise. I really had to burp.
So real.
I guess how you got like starting with were you familiar with DC before auditioning for Fiore or
Oh yes,
Um,
I was.
okay, yeah. I guess we can
I
like
am
begin there.
like I'm a huge total drama fan. I watched it back when I was 7 and when it came out in 07. So yeah, for those of
7?
you out there who always wonder what my age is, just look at what the end of the year is, and if it's before June, I am 1 year less. If it is June, it is quite possible that I am the same age as the end of the year, depending on what time it is in June. So there you go. You're welcome. But yes, I was a little 7-year-old watching a show I should not have been, which I feel like that's on brand for Fiore. But
Right.
yeah, so because I've watched a lot of like total drama content, I guess YouTube was like, "Hey, you probably would like this Disventure Camp thing." And season 2 was going on at the time, and like there was like 6 episodes out. And I was like, "Sure, I'll give it a chance." Usually like these fan-made total drama series aren't that good, or they're just like inconsistent with their uploads and like they never finish it. But, sure, there's like 6 episodes out. Well, I got hooked and I ended up like binge watching all of the episodes that were out, and like then I was like actively checking the channel every single day for a new episode because I really wanted more. And yeah, then I saw that they were holding auditions for season 1, and I was like, "What? Okay, I'm getting in on this right now." And I had already like watched the beta version because once I had no no more left of season 2 to watch, I went and I found the Spanish version of the beta one because that was still existing, and I binge watched that in like one night. I initially hated Fiore, but I was like, this is the bitch that I want to be. I want to be her because I don't like her, and then that'll make me more motivated to do a good job, because then if I start to like her, then I'll know I'm doing a good job. And but I just also tossed in an audition for like all of the other females because I really wanted to get in.
That was crazy. First of all, I love how similar we are. I've always said that about my age. If whatever the year ends in, that's the age I am. So that was really cool to hear that from another person. I don't think I've
You
literally
do
ever
that
heard that
too?
anywhere. Yeah,
No
I was born in
way!
I was born in July of '99, so I think I'm the opposite. Where if it's before July, then I'm the age of the year. But after July, I'm a year older.
Okay, I thought I was the only one that used that.
No, that was so
I
cool to hear that.
I think about it because I'm like, there's gonna be one point where there's no way I'm gonna remember how old I am. I'm gonna be like all wrinkly and stuff, and like having ADHD on top of that, I'm gonna be like, how old am I again? Oh yeah, just look at the end of
Oh my
the
God,
year.
Miriam!
Okay, cool.
Oh my gosh, that was good.
That was amazing.
We got our Aubrey Miriam impression, everyone.
We sure did.
That was the audition file.
I was gonna say Yule fights
Yeah.
with both, but Yule fights with everyone, so never mind. It's not special.
I did audition for Miriam, so technically I did.
Wow.
Imer's favorite character,
No,
Miriam.
I think that
She's
was
a good
probably
character,
the voice
really.
I did for Miriam in my audition, TBH. Like, that probably was the voice I did.
It was so good.
Well, thank you. It definitely doesn't beat out Spilled Ink, though.
Yeah.
Oh, Cat's crazy with that.
Yeah,
Cat's
she-
insane with
she-
that.
Oh yeah.
She is an icon. I cannot top her Miriam. There's a reason that
Aw.
she got cast as Miriam. I love her. So, yeah.
Oh,
Oh gosh, it was great. Yeah, I loved seeing them interact in the last the season 1 finale. It was so good.
Yeah. Shame they
Oh,
never got their
yeah, and
silly
also-
interview.
We never did. There was like a lot of like scheduling issues. Like anytime we would have a time and date that worked, something would happen like last minute to one of the three of us, and then it just didn't work because of that. It was like, oh, last minute, like literally
Oh.
in a family emergency happens, or
Yeah.
like something crazy like that. So it was just like we were cursed or something. Really sad about that, but
Dang.
it's also just like the circumstances where it didn't work, which is fine.
shit happens kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It sure does. And shit does happen to me quite literally. I have Crohn's disease.
Oh,
Oh.
I
Yeah.
poop myself sometimes, so
Oh my
that's a little
God.
TMI. But I don't
Yeah.
care if you leave that
No,
in,
no.
to be honest. I make a joke out of it.
Yeah.
time.
Oh, at least you're good spirited about it too. That's what
Right.
honestly the most important thing is your outlook.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's iconic. I did have a question though. About voicing Fiore. I know you just touched upon it, and as voicing a fellow villain myself, like also have to think a lot about this. But what is your favorite part about Fiore as a character, and what you think your voice brings to putting that into life in the character?
I just love that she's a little gremlin, and I love how like especially in All Stars, she makes like a lot of like meme references and stuff. Like I mean, I know a lot of the fans really loved this as well, so it's like really overdone at this point. But I really loved being able to call you an ugly pimply bitch. Look, we can even
Yeah.
recreate it right now if you're down to.
Absolutely, the honor would be
Please.
mine.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Alright,
god, it's
start
happening.
us off. Start us off.
That's a child.
And that's an ugly, pimply bitch.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Kudos to you. As many flowers as I can
Right
possibly
back at
give.
you.
I like this child.
Amazing
Right
from
back
both
at
of you.
She's continuing my legacy.
She really did.
Aw.
Immediately. She was
I love that.
so much funnier. I really do think that they leaned into the comedy way more this season with Fiore, and you absolutely killed it bringing that out.
Thank you. I have really appreciated like the writing in All Stars. I mean, I loved her already in season 1 because I felt like she was just like already pretty funny. And another thing, like I give myself a little too much credit for like making myself like her through voicing her. But I really think a big part of what made her more likable was the addition of Alec. Because in the beta version, she was just heartless. Like, completely heartless. And then
Yeah.
in the remake, they added Alec and they made her a little bit more realistic because I am a strong believer that nobody is 100% bad. There's no one out there that has never had a good side.
Mhm.
And that might be just like naive thinking of me on the surface. It may seem that way. But it really is true that like nobody is all bad. And I mean that's why Stockholm syndrome exists.
Yeah, Tam.
Because nobody's all
Yeah,
bad.
Tam.
Stop. We preach. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No. I know they make jokes, but yeah, I love that take. And yeah, I love that how that approach, how you take that approach to voicing Fiore. Yeah, does anyone else have any questions?
I have a question. Within like All Stars, you know how like certain characters go through a journey. Like for example, Gret is like mean, and now this season she's kind of nice. But my question for you was for Fiore, she had like 3 different types of voice directions. The first one was playing a nice kid, and the second one was being like full on evil. But in this season, we see more like a leveled Fiore, where she's just like frustrated and tired. So how do you go about doing these 3 different types of Fiore directions within your acting?
I feel like it's honestly a lot easier to be like the All Stars Fiore because it's not like a bunch of like switching between 2 personality types, but rather it's just like you said, kind of like almost a combination of the 2. And it like another thing is she's almost relatable now, like with how like irritated she is with everyone. Like she's just done. She's like, just give me the $3 million already, you stupid bitches. And like she's tired of everyone's shit. She's honestly like a lot more tame, in my opinion. It kind of makes sense as well because she's like a little more grown up. She's aged up by 2 years. So, of course, she would have a little bit more maturity now and she might, you know, play the game a little differently than she used to.
Yeah, I do love how you mentioned like Fiora is just like tired of everyone's shit because like in the season you notice like they're starving, they're cold, and she's like no one's listening to me at all. Like they all keep fighting, ignoring me, and like I'm a punching bag. Like she's just like tired of being the rug that gets pulled over, like just to get survive in another elimination. It's just so funny about her direction this season.
It's all Pasty Face's fault.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I will say though, like Fiore did a really good job in season 1 because I feel like people found her out pretty early on, and she still made it to the final 2.
Oh, yeah, also helps with
So
like
much-
Alec too because Alec's like perfecting her plans. Like you could do this, but you'll have a mess up here, so I'm gonna fix and clean it up for you. Because in episode 12, he even mentions like I fix all your plans. The only reason you got this far is because of me, and she's like, I don't need you anymore. But Alec this time, she kind of doesn't have someone to help her out, so she's like still trying
That
her
is-
best.
That is very true, and that
Exactly.
might have something to do with her being a little bit nicer this season. I don't know though.
I'll just ask this as is. All right, I can barely hear you, but it's okay. Okay.
Aw.
So,
Uh,
so between season 1 and 3, I mean, as a villain, Fiore has made some very strategic plays. So borrowing a bit from Emer, who definitely analyzes the strategy a lot better than me. What is your favorite Fiore play, if that makes sense? Like Fiore's like what's your favorite like Fiore's strategic move, if I'm making any sense here?
No, you're making perfect sense. And this might not really like be the best answer because it might be not really entirely counts. But my favorite strategic play of Fiore's was like teaming up with Alec in season 1 just because I really liked their dynamic.
Mhm.
Even though I know that and I'm just gonna say this, I might be in denial. I'm not one of the writers, so disclaimer here. I'm gonna say Fiore actually does care a lot about Alec. So I don't think she initially was like, I'm gonna use this man. I think it was like, finally, a father figure in my life. Uh,
Mhm.
but yeah,
Aw.
I would say that is my favorite strategic play of hers, if that counts. If not, I can think of
Okay.
something else, I'm sure.
That's a
Oh,
good
no,
one though,
that's
because they had
perfect.
like
Thank
the
you.
dynamic duo was amazing. It was a strategic move for her to ally with Alec though, like for them to like start running things around. I definitely see what you're saying because in the Fiore when she meets Alec and like Ellie, she's like, these are people I can talk to and be my genuine self around. Tired of like
Yeah.
Lil babysitting her, and Ashley's like, you're my little sister, and she's like, screw that, I want someone who's like chill with me. You do see
Right.
like scenes like where she's having so much fun with Alec. I definitely see what
Yeah.
you're saying. I do agree. There's still some love. Even in the cave scene, like she's like, "Do I feel bad about Alec?" And you see in episode 12, she's struggling to get rid of Alec. Like she hasn't decided fully. She isn't like, "All right, let's go to the plan." Like she's like, it takes her a minute to
Yeah.
deliberate about it because she has like something deep inside about her. I'm glad that you feel
Yeah,
like Fiore
it's
still has some interest in Alec.
yeah, it's kind of like it reminds me a little bit of how like we know for fact that Rhea does indeed care about Connor. She just sees him as well, I guess Alec is not really like a blockade for Fiore, but Rhea sees Connor as like a problem in the fact that he will make her emotional and uh make her like throw her game since she actually cares about him. I feel like Rhea and Fiore, although they have their differences and they do not like each other, they do have some similarities in that sense where they actually do have people that they care about genuinely, even though they seem like so evil on the core.
What an amazing comparison, I have to say, and it's like so like interesting how you put it like that because now I see exactly what you mean regarding the comparison. It's like so true.
Yeah,
I know.
especially
I
because
love the
like
news.
the few times that you see humanity in Rhea is whenever she accidentally hurts Connor. Or if she just
Yeah.
like hurts him in
Mhm.
general, even if it is intentional. Those are the few times that you see like her little ha ha ha, I'm so evil and famous and rich, like her little facade of that like just crumbles. And it's
Yeah.
honestly like I didn't really like Rhea that much in season 2, but I've started to like her more in All Stars because I've seen a lot of like that those moments with her, and it's like she's not as two-dimensional as she once was. I feel like they've really improved upon her.
Yeah, there's so much like
Yeah.
depth to Rhea now. It's like when I'm a big fan of Rhea, like she's my favorite character. So seeing this season, it's like, oh my god, like there's so much to analyze around her because like every little scene, there's this little facial animation. There's like this pause in the way she talks. It's just like so much like effort put in to add in this like little subtle foreshadowing and like depth to her character. And I think I have to like applaud like the writing, animation, storyboarding, and like the voice acting to get it down right.
Mhm.
It's just so good.
Yeah, I've really felt like they've improved upon her.
But we're not here to talk about Rhea. We're here to talk about me, okay?
Exactly.
Queen.
Set the
Queen.
record straight.
Right. Not the parasite.
We're talking about the other second placer.
Oh, that's
Oh, that is
crazy.
so good.
So savage.
Not Imer actually beefing with Fiore. This is perfect.
Right.
No, wait.
Yeah, no, if Imer ever played Disventure Camp, he just like died of FIORE, I swear. That would be his weakness.
That probably would be, to be honest. Oh my god.
I do have one more question before I assume we're going to move on after this. So I think while proofreading DC1, I think that Fiori genuinely was one of the most fun characters to write, just because you just put like stuff like "Victory is mine" and it makes it in. It's great. Aubrey, what is your favorite Fiori line out of either season so far?
My favorite line, and I didn't even know that this was gonna make it in, honestly, was at the very, very end of episode 7. Fiore says,
Shut up, boomer!
and the original line was just supposed to be "shut up," and I added the boomer part, and I was so happy that they kept it in.
Oh yeah, I was so
That's
pleasantly
crazy.
shocked.
I felt like that was an intentional
cracking
line.
up at my. I was cracking up, like, not at myself, but just at the fact that they kept that take. Because that was like an extra take that I added in at the end, and I was like, I'll give them an extra take and see what happens.
I love that. It enhances the scene so much more.
It does.
Love
It's kind of
it.
like, oh, I'm a boomer.
Right.
Fun fact: the original Connor
Someone had
line
to say it.
was "How do you do, fellow kid?" to reference the game.
No way, they released that line again.
Oh my
my
god.
Uh,
But yeah, other than that, I feel like there's just too many good Fiore lines to pick one. And the only reason why I'm able to pick that one is just because I added my own flair to it, so I'm very biased. But there are a lot of really good Fiore lines. So
Yeah.
Kind of an unfair question because I'm just too iconic.
Oh.
Oh my god.
I love her.
Okay.
I love her getting mad at the Yule fans in the Patreon shoutouts.
Yeah. Like, who's obsessed
Oh
with
my
their pimply abs or whatever?
Ah!
Like,
oh my gosh.
Oh my god. I'm like hiding right now. God.
I didn't know.
Like, you
It's
got the
amazing.
wrong tab. Oh gosh. I guess we can segue into actually talking about Fiore. Who happens
I don't know why I whispered that.
that looked so I was really on my shoulder.
I was in
Oh,
a whisper
the
mood.
whisper. The Dan ASMR podcast isn't coming.
Oh my god. Yes,
Oh no.
I love that.
Dan just reads like math books to us. He's like, the formula for this question, and just like, he's so funny.
He's just not sure what to do at all in the ASMR videos, so he brings out math books and starts just reading the
Yeah.
And then he dies halfway through.
No!
Oh yeah.
Oh
Loki
no.
want to see that. God, these are just free ideas. Yeah. Does anyone want to like give? Are they like give a description of Fiore? Are they passionate about Fiore and her evolution
I
here?
mean, technically I could.
Okay.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I'd
I'd love to
Yes.
hear
Go
more about
for
it.
it.
Yes. Do it.
So Fiore is basically, she is by far the best character, obviously, and like she's always a winner, and like she knows what to do, and she's really smart. Okay, okay, for real though.
I feel like this description's biased.
Okay, I'm gonna be for real though. Okay, well, I mean, technically, my favorite character isn't even Fiore. It's actually Alex. So
Really?
I
Oh
mean-
wait, you said this before.
Oh.
yeah, I said that before.
Iconic.
Yeah, you did
I know
tell
that
us.
that's actually like really on brand for Fiore though. But anyways, Fiore is like I would kind of consider her to be like a demon child. But she does have a heart deep down. I kind of think that um a part of why she is how she is probably like I mean, we don't really know much about her parents, you know, like aside from what she said. So my thought is she probably has a lot of like childhood trauma and that kind of brought her into this upbringing to be kind of like evil and obviously like her parents probably didn't really pay much attention to her because she just like throws out the f-bomb all the time and like knows a lot of like words that she shouldn't know and yeah uh she also does things that she shouldn't do as well, especially for her age. Um like I said before, she does also have a heart and I think above all she doesn't want to be treated like a child. And we kind of see that like when um you know, like she's around Alec and Ellie and she's like, "Oh, I actually like these people." Like yeah, I think Imer had said that earlier. I think it was. I forgive me if I'm like forgetting who mentioned
It was
something
me.
about that.
Don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like then we see her whole like ha 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 I'm so evil thing kind of like go down a bit because she's like, "Oh, these people actually like understand me more." But that's kind of my best brief description of Fiore. If anyone wants to add on, then feel free.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you hit it. I feel like you hit the nail on the head. I feel like everything you described
Yeah.
is pretty much not only everything we've seen, but kind of everything you can also infer about Fiore. Like her parents had
Mhm.
passed. I feel like it was kind of very accurate to how you described it, just the childhood trauma. But her gameplay as well, it is very unstable and it kind of like I always am a huge fan of you mimic the behavior that you've experienced. And so that's why I think Fiore does play the game the way she plays as well. It's very cutthroat, it's very malicious. She doesn't really have any feelings except for one specific person. And who knows if that's something that she has in her real life or if it was just something that she found in this game for the first time.
Right. I guess
Yeah,
I'm
you
feeling
make a
also
really good point.
a lot of what happened, a lot of what Fiore caused in season 1 in terms of all the chaos that she, you know, created, because she is in fact a little devil. She is my favorite villain though.
The demon
but,
spawn.
Demon
He
child.
better be your favorite villain.
Slight fun fact. Robert doesn't really comment on the scripts, but on the episode 7 script, he's like, "I like Demon Child. Let's keep that."
Oh my god.
Yes. Oh my god. Thank you, Robert.
oh my gosh. But yeah, in term like she played a very good game in season 1 and that's what led her to the finals. Even though it was very what's the word? Reactionary, I guess, or very I don't know, very chaotic, very childish. She did play her game. She made it to the finals because of it, and she did a great job. But the problem is, all of that hate she garnered up, all of that malintent that she, or like that she gained from all her fellow contestants, carried over into season 3, and because of that, things didn't really work out for her at all this season. I mean, she had a few lucky scrapes by, but you know, in the end, it all came to a head, and she is sadly out of the game now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's
Aw.
kind of like it is. She is kind of similar to Heather from Total Drama in that sense,
Oh, yeah.
because she kind of like screwed herself over for future seasons, which kind of makes sense because going into it, she probably didn't know there was going to be a second run of this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. She doesn't even watch season 2 because like she doesn't know anything about Marcus or any other characters. So like she didn't even know there would be. She thought it was just a one in.
Exactly. So
She
then
thought she'd be the only star.
Exactly.
She probably was like, I gotta play as hard as I can because this is gonna be my only chance to get that money. And then she gets called for
Yeah.
a later season and she's like, oh shit.
God damn it! I shouldn't have exposed myself that early. No.
I know. I also doubt that the nuns let her watch Disventure Camp season 2 because they're like, this is not good
True.
TV. You gotta listen to this.
Now, here's the thing: it's a parallel that the nun and Alec have the same voice actor. There's like a parallel going on there.
Oh my god.
That was really funny,
Yeah.
honestly.
That was funny.
I didn't see anything.
And then Alex just answers money for his interview. They both like money.
Yeah.
Money. Oh my gosh, the parallels. Oh my god.
Dude.
Fiori's just very lucky that the DC2 characters don't communicate half the time. She ran circles around the DC2 characters. She almost got them all, actually.
True.
She almost got them all. All 3 of the ones on her team.
That is
She almost
freaking
got them all.
true.
Yeah.
Almost.
Dang.
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all.
Gotta
Yeah.
catch them all, Lee Alley. No, that's
Yeah.
God.
You tried. You really tried.
Pokemon.
Good effort.
Gotta catch them all. I'm sorry. I
Pokemon.
like
Yeah, it's
literally
okay.
have a Pokemon obsession that has been
Absolutely.
existent since childhood.
You are
So I
totally
can't
okay.
help
I'm a very recent Pokemon fan, but I am a Pokemon fan nonetheless.
Well, let me
Aubrey, I
tell you,
think we're gonna-
Pokemon Emerald is the best one.
I've never played Emerald, so I will take your word on that. I have played Black and I have played Soul Silver. Those are and Uranium, but you know.
Yes. The official
Those are all
Pokemon
good
Team
ones, but
Uranium.
Uranium.
The official.
they don't
Pokemon-
eat Emerald. I'm sorry. You got to track that one down if you can, or
Okay.
just or emulate
Emerald
it.
was the best game with the battle frontier.
Oh no, I
Oh,
liked
absolutely.
I did have one final thing to like talk about on Fiore's character though. So probably arguably my favorite part, and it's just like what you can see she's learned from Alec. And by that I mean especially when you see her by herself in All Stars 3, when you first see her in season 1 or All Stars 3, season 3 All Stars. When you first see her in season 1, she is kind of just like a more manipulative. And then in All Stars 3, you see instead of just being like straight up trying to trick people, she's instead trying to turn them against each other. So instead of affecting their perception of her, she's trying to influence their perception of each other. And I feel like that was something that Alec did a lot in season 1. So I didn't know if that was something that the writers kind of knew that they were indicating Fiori's mimicking a style of gameplay she saw from Alec, or if any of the writers could Jpeg, which you could infer in that, but I would love to know that.
Yeah, no, in All Stars, the way we kind of went about it was that we wanted, how do I explain this? We wanted Fiori to kind of be in the shadow of her former self, where she's like kind of repenting for her sins. Not in the sense that she gets injured, but more in a sense that she's like, constantly being targeted by her team. So Alec's teachings, subconsciously influenced her to talk a little smarter, I guess, here and there. That was pretty great. What I do love is that, we're now officially 1/3 done with the season, and I think it's a very fitting end to the first third of the season, that the big bad from season 1 is now taken out, now it's all... Now it's all the Wild West. Who knows what's gonna happen? Who knows what's gonna happen next?
Yeah.
You make a
is
point there.
true.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, Fiori's elimination signals the end of Act 1 out of 3. It's pretty great.
Too bad she had to go,
And it's
though.
It is the first member of the Villains Alliance to truly go down. And so that is going to not only shake up like the rest of everybody, but it's also going to shake up the Villains Alliance dynamic too. Because If I was Ellie after that, I'd be like, you guys couldn't protect her. What are you guys going to do for me?
Disventure Camp.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right.
But now Magenta Team's in a funny pickle because now the villain's like, okay, we can sabotage the Magenta Team. We don't need any of those people. They're not our numbers anymore. So they can just protect Cyan and just screw over Magenta, which it could happen. Maybe it won't. Maybe there'll be a twist. Like there's still a lot left in this Disventure Camp.
All the teams are just like, gang up on Magenta!
Yeah, exactly.
None of them are making merge. Go.
None of them will make them.
Victory. Oh my God.
Victory stop.
That's one way to do it. Just make every challenge a 2v1. But yeah, no. Fiori versus Pasty Face has to be the funniest thing of the season. It's so funny.
True.
Do we give our
Miss
episode
Like-
ratings now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So sadly
Yeah.
Genesis had to step out for a bit, but yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
I think Dan died.
Ah, not again.
Joking. We
No,
don't-
Dan died again. Oh my God. We can't keep getting through to this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so sadly Dan has died, but he will be back. Maybe. You know Dan. Well yeah, awesome. I guess we can get into our ratings. Any volunteers for who wants to start?
Negative 5
Yup.
stars out of 5 because I got voted off.
Seriously,
Well, fair.
I'm not sure how I would rate it honestly because I feel like I love every single episode and it's the same for this one. But I still feel like episode 6 is my favorite in the season so far just because of the musical challenge.
You're so real.
Yeah.
But as for episode 7, I don't know how I would rate it, to be honest. I know that's a really bad answer, but that's the answer you're getting.
You know what? You're honest though, so we appreciate
I
that.
feel you. Right.
I'll go next because mine might be a little more not negative, but a little more down in the dumps than the other ones. Hopefully, hopefully it's uphill from here. But
Hopefully.
you know,
Oh God.
episode 7, it's the cursed episode number, as we may know. Episode 7 has always been
Oh,
the
God.
controversial one. I would say that sadly, yeah, this one kind of continues the streak. Not just because of Fiori's elimination, of course, but because anything that would follow the music episode is sadly gonna feel like a bit of a downgrade, I guess. You know, we go from piggy back to the normal stuff. But you know, it'll pick up later. I promise. I promise that it'll get back to that level of fun. I'm not actually gonna put it too low. Like, it's not even a bad episode. It's just the follow up to the beautiful singing episode is always gonna suck. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 just because, you know, episode 7. Like,
7 out of 10.
it's not bad.
That's fair.
Oh my God.
I feel like the episode is mostly setting up the next phase of the game, more so than.
That is honestly a very, very good point, honestly, that it feels like a setup episode.
Yeah. After all the
Yeah.
explosions that happened last time, it's like, oh no, we need to pick up the pieces so we can explode all over again next time.
True.
So yeah, that's
Yeah,
my
that's a
7 out of 10.
perfect descriptor. 7 out of 10. Nice.
I can go next. So I want to preface by saying I watch a lot of reality TV, and in terms of reality TV, every Disventure Camp episode is basically a 10 out of 10 in comparison. So I'm just going to rate it based off of Disventure Camp episodes, and I would also give this episode a 7. I think that this episode had a lot of great moments, but there was also a lot of great moments for characters I'm not necessarily a big fan of. And so obviously the episode in that way will detract, but I do think it was a very solid episode, very solid setup episode, but nothing too crazy.
Agreed. Yeah, I love that take. I'm gonna piggyback off
No,
that and say
That was last episode. That was last episode.
Yeah, I know, I'm still focused. It's so good. But yeah, okay.
You can do it.
Episode 7.
You're born to drive me crazy, Tam. Come on.
Oh God. I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna be a little different. Say 7.5 out of 10 for me.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was saved based on like
Spicy.
I know.
spicier than Yule's abs.
Oh, that's some fighting words.
Oh gosh. Oh god.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah, that's true. Don't get me wrong though. Oh my god. But yeah, I would say there's some spicy moments that saved the episode for me. They were funny. But yeah, I agree with all the other points that it's a setup episode. Coming off the highs from the last episode, it feels like everything's like kind of just settling down for a bit. But we're still like focused on like the Tom Jake stuff and everything. But yeah, I feel like the other episodes were just a little bit more balanced in the way that they dealt with the drama. But overall, it's still good, still enjoyable.
Yeah, I actually forgot to mention this, but in the proofreaders chat, I was like, "Oh, episode 7 is probably the most like predictable elimination out of all of them." But it turns out that like barely anyone actually predicted it correctly. So, you know what? I was wrong.
Oh, that is really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seemed that I believe Ellie was the really popular contender for the episode 7 elimination. Like, no one thought it would be Fiori. Everyone was like, "Oh, she's got to make merge. She's
No
gotta
one?
be friends with Alec." Okay,
Wait,
very
make
few
one.
people. Select few people thought it was.
Very few.
Wow.
I was
don't
like, but
know.
Ellie, I was like, I get.
Oh yeah.
I said I get the Ellie sentiment. I was like, how in the writing will they write off Ellie this episode? Because Gabby has to find out the Villains Alliance. Gabby has to talk to Ellie. Ellie needs to make it up to Gabby. And you gotta do that in 20 minutes? Like, I was like, that's why I kind of backpedaled away. I was like,
You see it.
I mean, you've seen
Feel
Pasty
so
Face's
bad, but-
Also,
Viking episode, you know? Pasty Face's Viking.
this is a
Well,
side
yes.
note. This is a side note. Having both Ellie and Allie in the same season is so confusing because they have
Oh,
very
God.
similar names.
So true.
Oh.
Oh,
Tripped me
relatable.
up so many times.
Yeah.
And
No,
Ashley.
I feel
crazy.
most bad for her, though. I feel bad for her the most, though. Crystal, who has to say Will and Lil. Sometimes I'm like, I get tongue tied. I'm like, huh? I'm like, which one she's talking about right now?
Well.
Like, I'm like, I can't imagine delivering those lines. That must be so annoying.
Will and Lil. Are those the kids from the Rugrats? Will
Yeah.
and Lil. Those are like little two twins, right?
Close.
I think one of them's Phil. So let's go.
Yeah. Phil. Close.
But yeah, no, I'm surprised that... You know what? I'll give it that. You know, the elimination was unexpected for a lot of people. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, "Oh, Fiori's a lock for merge. She's already had enough plot armor to survive the 2 eliminations so far. You know, she's got to make up. She's got to
I
like,
know.
make amends with Alec. I mean, it still might happen. There's a comeback challenge. So I don't know. Maybe.
I think the real
Exactly.
reason is people just like me too much.
Period.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Uh,
Yes. Get it.
All right, Emer, send us out.
Yeah.
Okay, for ranking. Okay, good. I'm gonna have to like play middle ground. I'm going 7.5. I'm gonna stick in between all the rankings and just like stay there. I think it's a nice like Mark said, like this episode, I'm like, none of these characters I really care for much. Like all my faves don't talk besides Fiore. So it's like Jake and Tom is cool. But is that for me? Like, Like, then what else is there? Eric and Crystal? Okay. Gret and Yule, that's funny, but like I don't know.
Right.
It's like, and then there's like a lot of like Ashley and Jake. There was like the one like final scene before trial. I'm like, is the cutoff gonna happen now or is it gonna happen later? Like I was waiting for the cutoff. It like took like 3 times I was waiting for that cutoff to happen. I was like, why they keep talking?
Wait, what?
So I think this is no like within like before they go to elimination, like they're talking about the vote. Like I was like, when is it gonna cut off? Because it kind of drags a bit. But like I said, this is a good episode for like setting up the future because I do love stuff like Gabby. But like overall, I just gotta give it that, and I can't give it any higher really.
No Genesis thoughts this episode, sadly. Oh well.
Yeah, we'll just say it's a 10 out of 10
Yeah.
because Ashley voted correctly.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, Ashley got what she wanted. A lot
Yeah,
of good moments.
she cheered. She took her hat off like that was. He's gonna hate us. Oh,
Yeah, I think this
Poor
episode
Dan.
was great. Ashley was awesome, and yeah, I don't know what. Wait, sorry, my microphone's glitching. Hold up, guys. Wait. Oh, thank you, Genesis. Anyway, now moving
no way.
on. So without further ado, why don't we head into the scene by scene part of the podcast? Now, we already mentioned it before. It's a lot of stuff that we don't necessarily care about, so this should actually be surprisingly quick. I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Works for me because it is so hot in my booth. I'm sweating.
Same. I have the fan on.
you have a booth?
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm in a closet. So
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my
Ooh.
god. Oh yeah.
I believe Mark also records in a closet. For
thankfully,
example.
Oh, I sure recorded a
Thankfully.
closet.
Thankfully, though, I am not in a figurative closet anymore because I've already told everyone that I'm a bisexual. So
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah,
Yay.
Jpeg. I would never record in a closet.
But if I did,
But if I did, there would be absolutely nothing wrong with that.
oh my god.
I miss episode 1.
Iconic.
All these
Imagine
characters
his
just joking
smile.
around. I miss episode 1. We go back to episode 1.
I don't know. Go back to like episode
Yeah.
2. Like, I don't.
I love the scene where Tessie eats Fiori. That was funny. But yeah, why don't we start the episode off, Imer? It's your old man, and some other guy. I don't even know his name. What's his name?
Oh yeah.
Like Tyler? I don't know his name.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, it's Tyler. Okay, so we start off with the scene of something like that. It was a train wreck of the stage. So last episode, if you forget, Rhea said she's a set designer. And with saying that, everyone trusted her. Like, all right, Rhea, you're going to make something awesome. Instead, what she made awesome was a train wreck. And I got to say thank you, Rhea, so we never have to have a stage challenge again because my DC2 trauma is entering me. And I haven't seen them like 2 times in a row was a problem. So anyways, speaking of the dialogue, we see like there's like talking to like Trevor, like it's just kind of like a fun little contrast to DC episode 3 where he talks to Hunter and gives him advice. This time, Hunter doesn't even give the advice. Trevor just takes it off of like something out of context. And it's just like I like how it's kind of meta a bit. Where like Trevor's like, yeah, I hated Rhea. Like we never really get host thoughts. The characters besides maybe Emily with Yule, but like. And like Nina with Fiore, but like this is like the first time where it's like they watch the show and have thoughts based on it. So I think that was a really interesting way of interpreting like the host's like power. I think that's really it about this.
Can I add something?
Yeah,
Can I add something?
Yeah.
I also wanted to say, I also liked that because, I know that Silly Billy has said he really did not like Rhea in season 2. So I almost feel like I had almost felt like that was like a reference to Silly Billy not liking Rhea.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. The original line was actually Rhea was such an ice queen as a double reference to
Oh my
No
god!
way.
I knew it. I love that. I'm so glad that I caught on to that.
No, because in Silly Billy's DC2 review, he says Rhea, the Ice Queen. So we really wanted to make it apparent.
Oh my gosh! Thank you for confirming that because I was like, that's definitely because Silly Billy doesn't like Rhea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Uh,
Next episode, he'll be like, Rhea, my favorite character. I love her. We'll make Trevor say that.
Hey, you know why he was pleaded to Miriam's life when he got arrested? He'll do the same for Rhea if that's what it's down to.
Rhea.
Oh, does anyone have any thoughts about this scene?
How old even is Trevor? I don't even know. How old is he?
Oh, I have the.
I was gonna say old
All
man.
right, so I'll
nice.
look for the chart.
I was gonna say old man Yowie, but he's not really old, is he?
50?
50?
Yeah.
You can't.
I'm glad the scene was early in the episode and it immediately shut down everybody who were like, oh, Connor's just going to switch teams. Oh my gosh, please, Connor's going to stay in the game. Just immediately shut it down.
Yeah.
Right.
Kill off all
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah.
Also, like the whole. Also, they didn't do a question mark like they did with Gret and Ellie. They just put an X. It's like, don't even hope on.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel okay. This is like kind of unrelated, but I feel like episode 6, episode 7 transition is gonna be so weird on a rewatch to go from all the singing and it's like, nope, now we're back to normal, back to the scheduled Disventure Camp.
That's true. Yeah.
So at least Connor cleaning up the stage is like, oh, okay, it's a better transition.
Yeah. Permanent. Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, the next scene.
I just want to say I hate how Yule treats Gret.
Oh yeah. Period. Oh god.
It's definitely not the best.
Yeah.
Or good at all.
The bar is in hell
Yeah.
right now.
What I do like is how Gret feels about herself. That's what I do like from the storyline, and that's what I personally take away, especially in this scene where she gets a confessional speaking about how it feels so nice to be supported and uplifted, regardless of if that's true or not. The fact that she feels that or she wants to feel that is what I love the most about the storyline.
Yeah, Gret has had a lot of growth, I feel like. I feel like she wasn't exactly the most likable in season 1. And then here in All Stars, she's starting to have some more depth and not even that, she's just showing that deep down she does have some good traits about her. And I've really enjoyed seeing that about her.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah, like even though like she is in this like kind of inferior position with her like relationship with Yule, I like that we can still see
Yeah.
like like the like just
Well,
the remnants of you of Gret's like old like confidence and stuff. And like she still
Yeah,
has
well,
like a backbone
it
when it comes to these
almost
things.
makes me feel like since she's really trying to have self-confidence and love herself, it almost makes me feel like she actually did listen to what Fiore said when Fiore gave that speech to her in season 1 where she's like, you know, your parents, it's never going to be enough for them. Like these people that you're trying to impress, like they're never going to love you no matter how hard you try. I obviously don't remember the exact line, so I can't quote it or anything, but I do feel like Gret maybe sat on that and was like, that little bitch is right.
I love that.
That's amazing, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, wow, like remembering that throwback from their conversation. Yeah, I guess like with Gret's direction here, like I think that conversation between her and Fiore really came from that like kind of as equals and like she like Fiore could see where Gret is coming from and like told her this in her own way. And I think yeah, applying it to Gret's mentality now is so fascinating. Even though she still like we see that she still does like care about what others think about her.
Can I just say my favorite line from this scene?
Yeah.
My favorite line from this scene in specific was not even a word that was spoken, but it's just the blinking of the eyes that Gret gave. Like Sassy Gret's still down in there. Sassy Gret is still full and very much alive, especially at the very start of the scene where she goes, "Somebody has to be a team player." That was like she still has the sass in there. She's just hiding behind how utterly sassy Yule is.
Yeah, I love how you saying that line, it still worked, and I could imagine Yule saying that too.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was just it was a really great scene to keep in there just for story progression. So we move on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yule doesn't like the fact that Gret is taking credit for his fans. So he's so petty. Your fans,
Yeah,
or our
he
fans.
know. I love Gret's awareness of that too. It's like He's still trying to fight back for that control.
And that's the favorite line
Yeah.
I do get to say. I get to say, "Whoa!"
I love the stage
So
direction of the
upset,
scene.
so pain.
Pretending in pain.
Yeah.
Oh, I was pain,
Yeah,
all
our
right.
fan.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah. Yellow's theme is really not the focus of this episode. I just realized. I
yeah.
think this is really their only scene, which is interesting, of course, because they had like the big episode 6. So fair enough.
Well, other than Rhea and Alec later on.
Oh right,
but...
yeah. That big scene. We see a squirrel approaching a nut, and we hear Tom saying, "Yes, grab the nut." And I believe that was completely ad-libbed by Jace, which is hilarious. That this episode has not only the boomer line, but also that. And I love it when, like, was it Genesis that started it, where it's like improv is more likely to make it in? You have power. We can add
Yeah.
that to it. So
Yeah, that was I think.
Yeah. So Imer, what happens in this scene, my man? As the number one Tom and Jake stan, obviously.
All right, it's fine. I'll do this for Keith. We see Tom just like, yes, I got the squirrel, and Jake's like, hi, and he's like, my squirrel's gone. Like he's like you get the bigger way to talk. They mention like every like second of this season so far. So now what happened was a big thing for. So basically, Tom's like trying to rush it. Like, no, we cannot rush this. I just wanted you to stop being cryptic so I don't jump to any more conclusions. Like, he's like still sad about the whole 2 years not being called. So you can really see that getting them during this. And then it's like, and then we get to see from last episode continue on where he's like, remember how you do you like Aiden? Like, because you kissed him. And Tom's like, wow, Jake, you really feel like I like Aiden? It's like, he's just a friend. Like, how would you even assume that, basically? And like Jake then brings up the whole ghost and like, I just wish you would dial me one time 2 years. And he's like, I still got feelings for you. This is like, he admits his love, so Tom now has information that Jake still loves him. He didn't know that exactly, but now he does. And then we just see the big drop that has everyone going crazy right now is, I have a boyfriend. Like, I don't know. But yeah, that has basically put the whole fandom in scrambles. A lot of people think it's a lie. Maybe someone believes Tom told the truth, but my stance is it's a lie. And then basically Jake, because he doesn't want to John anymore. It's like, all right, I gotta take what Tom says to the fact, because even if he is lying to me, I don't want to look any worse than I already am. He's like, I'm happy for you, stuff like that. But Tom's like, I ain't gonna give a name. Like, he's like, but yeah, he just dips off before he has to build up a bigger story to tell Jake. So pretty ominous, but it's like good for like a build-up episode, I'd say.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is I just felt like there was so much like awkwardness in this scene between the two. Like there was a lot of tension, and like I do feel for Jake a little bit, as insecure as he is. Like he just wanted closure. And even though like the closure that he got was sad, it made him kind of depressed. He took it well, I would say. It was like one of the first mature Jake moments, I would say, like regarding Tom, because I don't know who out there knows about attachment theory or anything, but we all know Jake has a anxious attachment to Tom. And it definitely shows. So this was like the first time he kind of like was a little bit more secure.
Maturity that Jake really displayed in handling the situation, in that he acknowledged full and well that it was okay to still like, or he tried at least to be strong, but then he realized that like he's still not over Tom, and that doesn't make anything feel better. But the way he went about that was like he was trying to at least be better. And for me, I gained so much respect for Jake as a character in just that small confessional. And so kudos, like absolutely kudos to Jake for at least trying to improve.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
I also agree. I know I dragged Jake a bit. We all know this. I feel like Jake going out of his way to be a mature person is something I always admire, and I'm always like open arms. Like if Jake's willing to put in the work, I will appreciate it. And you see his character go out of the way to be more clear, and I think that was just an amazing idea to do before people go just like, every episode Jake's just being annoying. This time we see Jake actually be a level-headed human being, and I just think that should not be taken granted for. Like it's just very great and like nice to keep the audience invested in their storyline by not having him just be a straight out annoying person with the whole thing.
Exactly. Like it's only been 7 episodes, and I feel like comparing Jake from episode 2 to Jake to episode 7 is like it's very night and day. I mean, there's still room for improvement, of course. But, you know, he is growing. He is growing as a character, and I think that's great. You know?
Yeah. I love their like staunch, like demanding delivery and like the line like "Take me seriously, please." Like even though Jake has had like so many mishaps before and stuff, but like with the Tom stuff, like Tom does still owe him like an answer for all this. Like this avoidance is just, you know, whatever side you're on, it doesn't feel good from Jake's end. So yeah, I thought this was like a conversation we've all been waiting for
Yeah.
with them.
Also, Tom says Wabbit season. That's funny.
Oh my god. Wabbit season.
He says Elmer Fudd
Elmer
though.
Fudd.
Was that?
Yeah, is Elmer Fudd like a
Wabbit
real
actually
person in
in
this
the
universe?
No, it's the TV show probably.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, and I think that contrasts very well with the next like scene wherein Fiori tries to make Jake feel bad again, but he's like, no, none of this. Keep throwing shit on the wall. Maybe something will actually stick one day. And it's like, yes, finally.
I kind of hate her.
Oh yeah.
What do y'all think of that scene? The little Fiori and Jake. There's like I think 2 more later in the episode, but this first one. What do y'all think?
Here is my biggest like laugh about the scene is how much shit was given to Hunter for beefing with a child, and now everybody is just beefing with the child so openly and nonchalantly.
That's so true. Everyone
Right.
bullies Fiore.
Yeah. Even Alec kind of roasted her too in like the Villain Alliance episodes. Like Fiori just gets her bare-handed slaps in the face every time.
Guys, I think it's fine because, you know, she bullies Ashley and we can't bully the queen. You know, so I think it's
God.
Sorry.
Genesis voice
You're
now.
back. Wow.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I have to be right back.
It's real.
Give me a few more minutes. Okay, bye, Genesis. Anyway, yeah, no, that's, you know, I don't think that the Fiori bullying is very fair, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. At the same time, it's a cartoon
It's
character.
not fair.
Everyone's getting up on Fiori. Why? I wish James and Fiori
She
met
deserves
more.
better.
That would have been funny. Yeah, that is
Yeah, I saw like a fan art of James and Fiore. It was so cute. I was like, this would be
Oh,
cute, but I was like, I was 99% sure James was like going right the door. So yeah.
Fiori with the DC2 characters is so funny because she like barely acknowledges them.
Yeah.
Like Hunter
Like, you
throws
guys
so
are
many
peasants
insults.
compared to me.
Hunter throws so many insults and Fiori just doesn't care. She's like, whatever, go away. I don't like you.
Step aside, peasants.
Basically. Give or take.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Up for interpretation.
Sure, princess, whatever floats your boat. I also want to point out the original line for Jake was sure, but I changed it to the shit throwing line because I was like, you know what? Let's give Jake a badass line. Let's make him stand his ground.
Yeah.
That was so
like
good.
it. I like it.
I
Oh my
love
God.
that. I was like, I was like eating that line. I was like, wow, this is such a good one for Jake.
Right. I was
Yeah.
like, Papa.
Yeah, standing up to last season's big bad is like, ooh, we're going somewhere for this.
Right.
Dude.
Tam, why don't you go? Since you love this plot so much. Since you were, campaigning for more host scenes, why don't you go, Tam?
Okay.
No.
Wait. First of all, that's a lie. No.
Okay.
I love them, but like, come on, like, not too much, not too much.
It reminds me of it's like when someone visits your house, it's like you love hanging out with them, but when they stay too long, you get kind of tired, and then you want them to leave the house. That's what the
Oh
whole
my God.
felt like.
Real, like exactly.
I think okay. To be fair, I do actually think they were like fairly interesting this episode. To be completely fair.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're good
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah,
Like, they're okay. Like, I think episode 6 was the best one so far. This one's like, okay. Like, I feel like episode 6 was like a good one. At least had like that little angst of it, where like Eric kind of makes fun of Trevor.
Yeah.
That was fun. This time it's just like Trevor's like, Connor, I must pour out my heart to you about Derek. And then Chris was like, hey Derek, you're such a good boy. Why don't you press the button? I'm like, okay. Oh my god.
Oh God. I don't know. I think we're getting a lot of good insight into Derek and Trevor's dynamic from this, surprisingly. I think that yeah, I think we see a bit from like Derek's side and how he feels about Trevor and like kind of getting more into this more a more powerful role with Crystal. And I like that it's showing that hierarchy right now. Especially with like Trevor earlier we seen Trevor in the dumps with Connor and stuff. So I think this is a nice like jumping off point to like just like split them apart and see the like their true colors come out basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean I guess that's what I got from this.
Yeah, we can tell who Crystal's
It's good.
favorite son is.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah,
Fun.
that's what Crystal and Gret's mom have in common. They play favorites.
Yeah. Well, it's 100% plays favorites. We cannot lie about this. She has a favorite contestant. She has a favorite production member. Like, she is like, biased. Gotta say something I want to add on to Tam that she added was very interesting to mention is how we see Derek and Trevor alone. Before in season 1, they just bounce off each other as characters. But this time they're kind of independent, and I really love that's like a knowledge within the scenes to compare. It's like they don't need to be existent with each other. They can be their own person. And I pointed that out. Tam was very brilliant. I appreciate you for mentioning that.
Yeah, they do feel a lot more like separate characters rather than like one unit this season.
Yeah. It's like in season 1, Trevor existed to be like the fun side, but Derek existed to be like the normal host. So when Trevor's like funny, like it works for like not being too edgy, so it keeps like a good tone. This time they're not relying on them being the host; they're interns, so you got to do a different plot line with them. And I feel like what they did was just the right choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Jenny Benny's coming back in a bit, which is perfect because we're about to go into a scene with his favorite, so that's perfect.
The scene with his favorite.
God dang it! I should have stayed out for longer.
I was about to say.
No, you shouldn't have. You came at the best time.
You came at the best time.
No.
But
welcome back.
really quick,
Yeah,
before
what do
we...
you
Thank
know?
you, Aubrey. It's good to be back.
You were just here 5 minutes ago, weren't you?
Yeah, you were here 5 minutes ago, right?
Were
Talking
you?
about Ashley.
Genesis.
Yeah.
Genesis.
Wait, what?
What do you...
Defending-
Genesis.
I'm confused. Did
You
someone do an
defended
impression of
Ashley?
me?
No?
You gave a 10 out of 10
Yeah.
review because Ashley voted correctly. Like, she controlled the votes. You had to give her the best of the rank.
Yeah. We'll get Genesis' thoughts in episode 7 in the MVP LVP section. How about that? We'll save that for later.
Yeah.
But before we get into the next scene, I just want to
You
point
got
out the challenge starts. Crystal says, "This challenge will have to do, with balls," and you has a reaction, and it's like, okay, of
Oh
course,
my god.
of course, it's you.
Excuse me?
So I want to point out this was the comment me and Tam left on the Google Doc when you said that.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Tam beat him
God.
up.
Yeah. When I see that, I was like, oh my God, of course you.
It's just like making sure he's not associated with the LGBTQIZ community.
Yeah.
Like, he's like making it sure, like to everyone.
Yeah, he wants that
Exactly.
representation, He's baiting on purpose.
It's good for his engagement.
Yeah.
Or Yule queer grading would be the funniest storyline ever, like just with James on the team, like he just poses him.
Yeah. So, Jenny Benny,
He,
why
like-
don't you? It's your time to shine, Jenny Benny. Here you go.
I'm trying to find the dang scene. 1 second.
It's this.
Ah!
It's the scene where your favorite and Tam get to
9:29.
talk. Your favorite and Tam get to talk.
Oh, Ashley.
Oh,
not
God.
Ashley.
Okay.
Allie, I can't words.
I am so sorry, Tam.
I'm like trying to find the timestamp. Let me.
I thought you'd have the timestamp locked at that point. You know, knowing you.
No,
It's
no, I didn't.
9:49.
Oh,
Right in the chat.
for context, Aubrey. For context, there's a whole bit going around that I have in the podcast that I have a thing for blondes, and you know the one blonde that happens to be on the show.
A bit.
Okay.
Oh,
True.
okay. I kind of caught on to that, CVH.
Oh, okay, I got it.
I used context.
I can't wait to get Ashley's voice actor one day. It's
You
gonna be so
know.
fun.
Oh, God. Oh, wait.
That's gonna
is
be
this one?
amazing.
Ashley and Allie have what's essentially a pretty fun interaction because, well,
Allie, fun?
oh my God.
What?
No, but it's kind of it's nice. It's nice because you know Allie's very much a gamer person, you know, and you can see a lot of that sort of come out in this. Why is it one left? You can see that a lot of that sort of just come out in the interaction because you can and I very much like how it's not like I very much like how it's not like it doesn't feel because whenever in a lot of cartoons whenever they talk about games it's very how you doing fellow kids kind of thing where
We gotta get that high score.
yeah or something like that, right? But in this one I like how it just felt like a genuine nerd talking about their hyperfixations. Totally can't relate.
Okay, good.
To where Allie's making a lot of reference to like fast travel and locations in RPGs and all that, and then yeah, a lot of stuff. And wait, are we talking about? Are we at the part with Tess?
No, I'll
This is
take
why-
over.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
take
all
over
the
for
test
that.
conjoined
one.
into
Yeah,
one.
that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's
We're
about
about
it.
to go.
Just a really
Take
deep
it there.
conversation. You know, you get
Yeah.
the cowgirl and the gamer girl. You never thought you'd see them together, right? Genesis.
But
and
it works out.
Genesis.
It's a good DC1, DC2 interaction.
Exactly.
We need more of those.
But yeah, no, that
I
was
like it.
one of our concerns was that, like, I feel like, you know, Allie's gamer talk sounds a bit fake, where it's like, oh, yes, we gotta get the coins and get the high score and jump and all that stuff. So we were like, what if we change this to, oh, we can fast travel in RPGs? I'm like, oh, yes, that's more niche, you know.
Exactly.
True.
Yeah, I liked that.
more
Gamers.
niche stuff, right? That's great.
Mhm.
So then Tess shows up, and Ashley, being the number one Tess Allie shipper, is like, howdy, y'all, I'm gonna let you be, because I love you guys so much.
Yeah, I want to add on to that and say, my complaint all throughout season 2 was Tess and Allie had way more chemistry with each other than either of them ever did with Hunter. I'm gonna leave it at that.
You hear that? You hear that, Imer? You hear that?
I will
Exactly.
defend this. If you rewatch episode 6,
No.
you just see like Tess and Allie, like they have like some of those static. I'm like, I like Tess and Allie more than Hunter and Allie. Like, I will give that.
Yeah.
Also, maybe
Yeah.
better than Polly too. But then it's just like you see Tess and Allie's like material. It's like they deserved better. Like,
Yeah, but
it's
that
like
was
hard to defend it.
that was before
Right.
Allie got vocal cord surgery. You know.
Oh, yeah. The vocal cord
Oh, is
surgery
that
Tess
what
Allie is really
happened?
good.
Yeah, the vocal cord surgery.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah, no, we get a test. I was gonna say it's finally a Tess Allie scene where they don't talk about, you know, Hunter, but that's not true. They do talk about Hunter.
I was just gonna say, is this gonna be the DC version of the Bechdel test where we're gonna
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh my God.
it was close. I mean,
Failed.
they only mention Hunter's elimination. They don't talk about Hunter specifically, so like maybe it passes the Bechdel test. Maybe.
Just,
Yeah.
I don't know. We're scratching it a bit.
Yeah.
See, it's cool. We have a scene where three women talk, and it's not necessarily about a guy. I mean, they're talking about the absence of a guy. So I mean, instead of the guy himself, right? So I guess that's something. It's great.
Oh.
Nick.
Well, no, Allie and Ashley passed the Bechdel test, right? I mean, it's not like, you know,
Yeah,
it's
no,
like
yeah.
the RPG Mega Man. Speaking of Mega Man, actually, wait.
Yeah,
Wait,
Mega
speaking of
Man's
Mega Man. Hold up.
Mega Man drops January 7th. Listen, I'm so sorry. I am obsessed with that meme. I will take any chance I get to reference it.
No, it's okay. I love it. I miss Mega Man. They need a Mega Man 12. Sorry, that's random.
Man. But yeah, no, Tess has another therapy moment, and, you know, maybe some people are getting sick of it at this point, but I like him, so.
I liked it. I liked it personally too, especially because it has to do with Tess and Ali. Like
Yeah.
we've been waiting for this since season 2. So
Exactly. Ever since
I
their
did.
scenes
Finally
were
they have something
mysteriously
meaningful.
deleted for some reason. I wonder what happened there.
Ah.
I'm sure Imer won't mind.
I
if
wonder.
say this. I'm sure Imer
Yeah, you
won't
can
mind
go.
if I say this publicly, but way back when Jpeg sort of having his jigsaw moment where he's trying to like
Jpeg saw.
get us to predict different
In his little
things that-
bicycle.
right. And he's giving us a lot of little puzzle pieces, and JPEG can always feel free to edit this out. But one of the things he mentioned was that there is a little tease on what can happen later in the season, like within the poster itself. And after scouring the poster, my big theory ended up being that Tess and Allie are gonna get together at the end because
Ooh.
the way that Tess was looking at Allie in that poster, while Allie was kind of side-eyeing, or not even really side-eyeing, she was just full-on glaring at Hunter. And my prediction was that because of this random thing that JPEG said, that Hunter and Allie were eventually going to break up in the hotel, and then Tess and Allie were going to have some chemistry with each other, and then Tess Allie would be a thing, and that would be canon, and then that would be the last time we see these characters.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
I'm putting that out there
Well-
into the universe right now. Let this be recorded on the podcast.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
boy.
I said for like Genesis, it's like for Tess Allie to work, I was like, Allie has to get voted off, or Tess. Let's be honest, it's probably Allie. Then what would have to happen is Allie either wins the comeback challenge. I hope not. Or what we can do is the finale, the 2-part finale, as a help
The
for
Finn
Tess,
Alley.
Allie. The finale, yes. And we can have like Allie and Tess have that 2-part development, and we have seen hookups happen in the finale. Look at Jaden. So it's not out of the picture
Oh my
entirely. So
god.
True.
that's what we had
True.
deliberated.
Yeah.
Hopes.
But yeah, no. Scene's cute. We have Allie and the 2 therapists. That's great. Most people have 1, but Allie has 2.
That is, yeah.
They're keeping her sane, which is good. We like to see Allie sane.
Right.
Good.
Shout out to the fan or the Disventure Camp fan that was originally Allie's biggest hater and is starting to really like Allie now. You know who you are.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh! Oh!
So yeah, as it turns out, oh, what's up? What are you talking about? As it turns out,
nothing.
Ashley and Allie walking together. Fiori. Jake is on Demon Child duty, and all of a sudden Fiori is starting to throw shit at a wall, trying to get Jake to feel insecure as usual.
Yeah, she tries to plant her little seeds.
Little Fiori seeds in deception and all that. It's great. What do y'all make of this?
I feel like Fiore wants to be just like her dad and join an Alex garden, but the Jake seeds are being planted. The Jake seeds like escape in the pole.
Right.
Crawling
Like,
out.
literally.
she's probably nervous as well. She's like, why is this not working? This usually works.
So dry.
It's
She's like,
Jake.
she's like, my dad can do it. Why can't I do it? Like, she's like, this is confusing.
Jake's two, or not Jake, Fiori's two favorites
There's
are Nick
nothing
and
there.
Jake because they're so easy to manipulate.
Yeah.
Favorites. Later in the episode, Ellie acknowledges, "Oh, I like having Jake around because he's fun. He's fun to manipulate."
Yeah, I remember that.
Poor guy. The poor guy is everyone's pawn. He's like the court jester. They all like
he
poke at
wears
him.
it well.
They poke at him with sticks, and he just like reacts funny. Poor guy. Poor Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake is the kind of guy you would like to manipulate. Like, if you want to get in. Oh yeah, you're my perfect target. Like, it's Jake. Come here, mess up for me. Like, that's you bank on Jake's failure if you're a player in this game. That's what everyone's doing right now, and it's been working for them.
Yeah. So
yeah, I love this scene. I mean, like, even though I knew it was gonna happen, Fiori was like persuading me. I was like, oh my god. Like,
No way you would actually.
No,
eat
a
up
lot
that-
of people genuinely
I
did
was-
think that Fiori was gonna survive. They're like, "Oh my gosh, her plot armor is so
Yeah.
so heavy. Allie's going home. What the frick? It's so obvious." And then it's like, "Oh, never mind.
like
Never
literally.
mind."
Yes, because
also
one thing about
shows
Fiori is
that
she's gonna pinpoint your weakness and
It
exploit it.
also
Oh my god.
shows more growth in Jake, like even more.
Right.
The fact
That's true.
that Fiore was the one that went.
Yeah.
To add on to what we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
finally, Jake. Oh god.
I do. I don't
Sometimes
know.
big moves don't have to happen.
I was gonna say, out of all the people, I feel
Yeah.
like out of all the people that Fiori has hurt, I feel like Jake is like on the lower end of the spectrum. I feel like she's hurt the other people a lot more. So it's interesting that Jake has the final say here. Well, I guess Jake and Ashley. Still.
Right. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is kind of like
It's like, you know,
dang, Fiori.
Fiori's like, Jake, you're not even
I
in my
think it
top 5
also-
enemies. Like, you're nothing. Stop.
For you again, like, she's like.
Yeah.
I will say, I do love how in the writing of like episode 2, people think, "Oh my god, they're so dumb for not getting rid of Fiore. She's gonna take them all out." So when Fiore goes, I just love how the writing like tricks you if you don't think strategy through, which I thought
Yeah.
was happening. But it does like make people think like, "Oh, Ash is like, yeah, this is our last chance to get, this is our first chance to get Fiore. Why don't we take it?" And Jake's like, "Oh, James." People seeing it like they think, okay, Fiore's gonna go far, but this time, nope, Fiore doesn't go far at all. They contained Fiore right enough to use her as a weapon to take out Huntally and James, and now they have the numbers, Jake and Ashley, so they got rid of her.
Yeah. I think the writing was made so that, like, you can kind of foresee, like, oh yeah, Fiori's gonna steamroll, she's never gonna be in danger. So this episode is a big, like, massive surprise for all the people that, nope, her plot armor's come to an end for now. Maybe it'll come back. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, the next scene, you know, Emer, why don't you take it? It's your two favorites. All your favorites.
Hey, right too. Oh, okay, yeah. These are great characters, so I love this. Basically, this is a big foreshadowing. It's foreshadowing, even though it might not even be foreshadowing. And you just gotta put like a good old clown emoji face on me. But we see Rhea and Alec talk about the letter. You really see like the last time like come in like voted out like come in, it's a big effect. Now it's like it being a mass effect. It's like, all right, Aaron, like Ash's little thing about the letter is right. Like you never expect the dialogue to be relevant, but it is relevant, and they realize, okay, Bill isn't dumb enough. He's dumb, but he's not dumb enough to blow up his own game. Is a good player. That means Connor had to send in the note. And we get to see, remember how Alec felt really bad about voting off Connor, but now we get to see Alec start to disdain Connor for trying to ruin his game. He thought they were friends. Seeing like Connor go out of the way that hurt Alec's game, he feels kind of hurt by that. He feels like people's on her acting voice, like she really isn't that hurt, but like he's gonna pretend to be her. She's like, yes, he was someone who had to be nipped in the butt because he was a problem for us. So like we also like during all this, there is another massive thing, which is the thing I've been waiting for forever, is Gabby finding out about the villains alliance. Like, oh, that's so satisfying. It's like Gabby's in,
Finally.
like, it's my Genesis. You're so real for that though. But
Genesis, was that your? Can you do your Ellie impression really quick, Genesis? I want to hear it again.
yes.
I'm trying to think of what to say. Wow. Wow, Jake's such a little bitch.
Oh,
I don't really.
good.
It is quite good, isn't it?
I was like, what?
But yeah, no, Emer, you're right.
I'm trying to think of what else to say.
But yeah, Emer,
She
you're
does say
What?
stuff similar
You
to
could go
that
eat
a
kid
lot.
and
So.
die. Sorry.
yeah.
Oh my god.
That's Genesis' favorite. When Ellie did that, Genesis was like, "Oh yes, slay queen, yes."
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
Sure.
He was like,
If
I like that scene. I wish Ashley was the one to do that instead.
oh my god.
But okay.
Yeah.
No, but you're absolutely right, Imer, that the scene that you've all been waiting for, Gabby finding out the villain's alliance, discovering that my baddie is part of it, right?
The baddie has been compromised.
Exactly. And I'm only gonna briefly say this, but that's why Gabby, did not play a big role in the first couple of episodes because we were waiting for this. It was all set up for this.
Exactly.
We know she survives the
Right.
first 7 episodes.
Second
Now.
act.
It's like we gotta build up.
Yeah,
I've
I
been waiting for this
also
guy.
I wanted to say I thought it was interesting to see Gabby feel betrayed because earlier we see like how much she loves Ellie and like Ellie is like her everything it seems like, and she's like such a like hype woman about her girlfriend, and then it's like, oh, she is keeping secrets from me though. I thought it was like really interesting.
Yeah, because I remember like thinking before. I was like, before the episode came out with the villain alliance, I was like, all right, Ellie's obviously gonna invite Gabby, but it's like, wow, it's like I was waiting for like maybe some Gabby Ellie like arguments like or conflict. I feel like this is just a genius one. It doesn't like show like Ellie being like a horrible. Like it shows like it's not about being. It's about the game where Ellie's like Gabby's not ruthless enough to be part of it, so I can't do about it. Hurts Gabby's feelings that Ellie won't be transparent with her. She's always been transparent with Ellie. She always wanted to be reciprocated within her feelings, and Ellie knows this. So not doing it feels like a massive stab in the back there.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
So sad.
This is the depth we've been looking for with Gabby.
No, I do want to point this out. I do think a little bit of this is Gabby's fault. Where maybe
what?
listen, because maybe Ellie was gonna say in episode 5, she was gonna say, Gabby, I'm part of the villain's alliance, but Gabby's like, she would tell me. So now Ellie's like, oh crap, now I can't tell her. Crap. Maybe Ellie was like a minute away from telling. Gabby.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Ellie was gonna
Right.
She was like,
Ellie has
pull
you
her away.
whipped. Oh my
tell her
god.
right now. And Gabby's like, she would tell me if she was part of the villain's alliance. And it was like, oh shit, now I can't tell her. God damn it.
No. Ellie deserves responsibility for that.
Right. Don't make excuses.
Oh, exactly.
Put that on Ellie.
Like, let's not defend Ellie. No, this isn't
Right.
Ellie's
Let's
fault.
not.
Like, it's not fault. Like, she knows Gabby wears her heart on her sleeve. She's been dating for 2 years. Like, she knows this information. Gabby's been transparent about it. Now it's Ellie's part to be transparent about her gameplay. She did not meet her in the halfway mark. Like I said, in this relationship, Gabby does 80% of the work, Ellie does 20%, and it's still consistent. 2 years later.
Oh,
It's so true though.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Can I let my girlfriend take the L on this one?
Oh my god.
But yeah, I'm gonna briefly mention this as well. But a lot of people are like, "What the heck? You're derailing all the characters. All these people are doing nothing, or they're acting out of character." And it's like, it'll be explained later. Calm down, guys. It'll be explained later.
Jpeg, I feel like we should know the answers instead of waiting 14 episodes. I want to know every answer now.
Yeah.
Like, who wins the season? Who wins the most immunity challenges? Like, I know that in like 2 days stats, please. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah. No. There's. I mean, like fair. I get it. People want their drama to be instantaneous, but at the same time, come on, we're building up to something. Okay. Things will be acknowledged.
Exactly.
Things aren't just happening for no reason.
I think it's more boring without setup, to be honest. But that maybe just be me.
Yeah, you want Kai and Yule to fight in episode 3, and that's it. and then there's a vacuum because Yule's gone. No, we're not doing that. That is behind us. Whoa, we're almost done with the episode. Oh my god. Oh my god, what was that?
Right.
Oh,
But before that, Rhea
boy.
uses Yule as a human shield. I thought that was pretty great. I think that's
Yeah.
symbolic of.
Oh yeah.
If anyone wants to know why Yule, just imagine the balls are the votes, and Yule is Yule. I guess everyone's just using him as a shield for the votes.
Wait, we forgot to mention
And
something
that's the
important.
best way to use him.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Just be like,
Yeah.
don't vote for me, vote for Yule.
Vote for Yule.
So
I
Yule's
mean,
just
as
too
soon-
famous not to be recognized.
As soon as he goes, that safety is off, though.
That's true. That's true. You need your Yule shield.
right.
You gotta,
Even Hunter realizes,
mention
you know,
one
we need
thing.
Yule. We need Yule to suck up the votes. If Hunter can solve it, then
Yeah.
you can too, viewers.
Ah! Oh my god.
Wait, where were we? Why am I dissing the viewers again?
Get a Yule in your life, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah, so Aiden's like, we gotta target. We gotta target Yellow. Yellow's doing too good, and then they don't target Yellow.
Right. That was. Okay.
See, this is
It
like,
gives the same energy of like.
yeah.
Huh?
Oh,
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say it gives off the same energy of like when like a little friend group's like, "Hey, let's hang out sometime," and then it just never happens.
Yeah, no, I like that. Aiden likes his teamwork. He wants Magenta and Cyan to work against Yellow, but Ellie's like, nah, fuck that. Okay, Ellie, very important episode for Ellie. She only talks at the 15-minute mark. It's surprising, actually.
Ellie?
Yeah, she only
It's
gets.
surprising that he talks
Yeah.
at the 15-minute mark.
Yeah, no, it's like this episode is so focused on Ellie, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is Ellie's elimination episode." But then they watch it; she doesn't talk till like the 15-minute mark. Surprising.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
But anyway, what happens? Oh yeah, Ellie shoves Tom and Aiden into each other.
Oh
Oh
boy.
yeah.
okay.
It's like OMG in
Also,
the
should
middle
we
of a
talk
challenge.
about one?
And it's like, yeah, like why would they do that in the middle of a challenge? That's weird. Just out in the open.
Yeah.
No.
I understand Ellie's like way that she's playing the game, but I still really haven't liked her that much this season because of like what she's been doing on that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
No!
Oh man.
Like Ellie is just such a terrible person now, and it's like, what happened?
Right?
Yeah.
I actually know.
Oh my God.
I
I
understand
love
what to do in Ellie, because Ellie's whole thing is like, remember, Rhea's like divide and conquer. I like it, and Ellie's like, yes, I'll divide and conquer Tom, Jake, and so by the merge there'll be a mess, and we can go through. So
Yeah.
it doesn't come off
like,
because Ellie
I-
doesn't directly tell us though.
I actually saw like this fan art of Ellie that was a reference to Undertale, and like they were showing season 1 Ellie, and it was like the pacifist route version, and then season 2 Ellie was like the genocide route, and I
Oh.
loved seeing
That's
that.
so real.
That's
So,
cool.
If
real.
the
Uh.
person who drew that is watching this, I loved your piece. So keep
And I need
making
to
more
see
art.
it.
Under
Yeah,
Telly.
like literally.
Telly.
I wish I
Undertale.
remember who drew it, and like I wish I remember who drew it and like where it
Aw.
was, but yeah, it was really cool to see.
If you want to claim that art piece, leave a comment. But only do that if you actually made it.
That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ellie's,
please do not lie.
Yeah,
Yeah, do not lie. We'll cry.
Yeah. liars will be persecuted.
Guys, I actually made that our piece.
Persecuted.
It was actually me. Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Sorry. Where were we? Oh yeah, Ellie's like, OMG, in the middle of a challenge, get a room, you two. Really, Tom? It's like,
God.
I do appreciate that, like, the show is willing to acknowledge, yeah, her plan's not that smart, but, you know, it's funny.
Right. I know.
It's very like
I
over the
love
top.
Yeah, and I love how she keeps getting away with it too.
She can't
It's
get
like-
away
I love
with
it.
It would seem like an Ellie montage, like after the season ends. It's like, oh, we're gonna do some good juicy kissing. Next episode, it's like,
Yeah.
look at you guys get a room. What's next? It's like, why are you guys having the marriage papers in your hands? It's like,
What, is this your baby?
like, what's
What's going on here?
Yeah.
That's on the pregnancy.
Oh my god, no!
It's a boy.
Imer, you know Vicer hates that. Why would you do that?
Oh my
Not the
God.
Oh
pregnancy.
my god.
Remember,
Child
one
growing
of
in my
Vicer's first
belly?
words of the
It's
fandom
yours.
was, "Can you guys please stop drawing Aiden pregnant?" That was Aiden's or Vicer's first.
No, I was making fun.
Oh, that was such a fandom.
No, there was
classic.
not just Aiden. I remember there was like Khan, where it was like a bunch of characters. Like
Yeah.
they just have like a big. Yeah,
God, it was
was the joke I was referencing.
Segueing off
That was
this.
wild.
Segueing off this.
Right.
Yeah, so Jake is like, what?
speaking of pregnancy.
And then he gets hit by a ball, and yeah, they lose. So
Oh,
I like how
Right,
everyone
right.
points out how Fiori's a challenge liability, but I feel like she hasn't really been that bad. Like it's
no,
always
like
someone else
at
that fucks
all.
up. Like Hunter in the tree,
Yeah.
and now Jake
It's
in the
been-
wall. It's always someone else.
Right.
It's not her fault because like if this was DC2, Fiori would be a challenge beast because all you gotta do is stand still. But for DC3, you gotta run, you gotta lift stuff.
That's
It's like,
crazy.
what's
Yeah.
she gonna do?
And Fiori would be disqualified, or exempt from the episode 3 challenge in DC2. They'd be like, you know what? No, don't
True.
participate in this.
Well, I
Oh
mean,
my
I think
God.
she'd kind of be screwed for the episode 8 challenge.
Episode 8.
Oh,
Yeah, the
right.
DC2
Killer
episode
one.
8 challenge.
She
Yeah.
would get killed. Yeah, she would actually.
No, but
get
she can
killed.
just like hide in like a
I'll
tube
just
or something.
grab
They can
her.
just hide in like a tube. They're like, they can't get me. I'm in a tube.
Oh, just
Are there any
they'll just get
tubes
her
on?
then.
I don't
Are
know.
there any tubes in the camp that are like?
Maybe.
Where's the nearest?
Even then, Killer can just shove a weapon in there.
Honestly,
Oh,
want to
wait.
see this Fiori and DC2 fanfic. It would be so funny.
That's true. She'd run circles on the DC2 characters.
She would.
Right.
Yeah. So
Maybe Aiden, but Aiden's naive.
So we see a funny moment of Allie being a toxic gamer. What was that, Jake? I told you the ball was coming. I wanted her to say,
yeah.
biggest choke ever. Jace wanted her to say, are you griefing,
Yeah.
Jake? Are you griefing?
It'd be funny if Allie's like, it'd be funny if Allie said, it's like, what the fuck, did you deafen me? Like, that'd be
No.
so funny.
Allie when she hit his report teammate button.
Allie's like, Jake, are you doing the genocide route? What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, no, they lose the challenge, and then, yeah.
Yep.
Oh crap, we forgot to talk about Tess, didn't we? Crap, we forgot to talk about Tess. Tess and Gabby have a brief conversation.
Wow.
About
We
Ellie's
also going to talk about the free pass. Like, this is the 4th advantage Rhea's gotten. She's gotten the idol, she got the team swap, she's gotten the watermelon advantage, and now she's the free pass one.
Yeah, Rhea and advantages are
Acknowledge.
buddies, She finds them all.
She will never win individual immunity, but she will win an advantage. Like, I count on that. Like, always
Yeah.
count on that.
Period. Yeah, that's so her.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Tess offers to talk to Ellie. She's like, hey, I'll talk to Ellie for you, Gabby. And then, that'll happen in the future. We'll see. Not this episode, though.
Yeah.
Not this episode.
Yeah.
This episode had a lot of cliffhangers as well, actually. I noticed the stuff about the boyfriend. Jake and Ashley are like, let's talk about this tomorrow. A lot of cliffhangers.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
A
really
true
is a
setup
Yeah, like the-
episode. Yeah.
It's
It really is.
the end of Act 1, the beginning of Act 2. Very exciting.
Yeah. It's like DC2 all over again. Oh my god.
God damn it.
Damn.
Um,
Is that answer?
Off screen.
sorry, scrolling down the strip. Where are we? Yeah, no, and then
Oh.
Ellie has the Jake confessional that I was talking about earlier, where she's like, you know what? I like having Jake in the game. He's funny. He's like the court jester. We like mock him.
And I think we gotta acknowledge the
Dang.
next scene. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Like, oh god,
no,
like
Marks, you wanna
I
take this?
kind of died.
Marks, you want to take this one?
And Marks. It's basically after.
Is it
should
the
I
one
explain
where
the
he
scene?
looks at?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. The one where he
Yeah, it looks at her tummy. He's like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, oh, I'm so starving. I can't wait to eat pizza. And
That
he just
is, like,
looks
that
at
was-
you know what?
It
Yeah.
was so bad. God.
That was
Yeah, that
really
was-
bad.
Quite despicable on Yule's part. Good thing I didn't have to voice any lines there.
Yeah,
Uh,
you got spanked for that one.
yeah, absolutely. It was just such a sweet moment of her joy and him
Right.
having no
Thank you,
care for
like-
her joy.
Yeah.
Literally, yes.
I
In the original, he was supposed to stifle a laugh, but I think in this version he just looks at her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
Look at
looks
her.
down at her
I think
stomach.
yeah, I think that's better than like stifling a
Him
laugh.
turning
A
off.
little bit better, like
Yeah.
because it shows his like arrogance and stuff.
We're
The bars in
Um,
hell.
Yeah, like literally.
this season's been really good with like these kind of visual cues, I guess. Like during piggyback, you don't have to
Right.
see Jake be like, "No, Tom, why?" You just see like his face looking sad. It's like, oh, these like little visual storytelling aspects are really good. And obviously, Yule's not good, but I mean, it's a way to do it without dialogue, right? It's a way to do it without dialogue. A picture tells
Yeah,
1,000
seriously.
words.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh god. I feel so bad for the
Also,
girl shippers from the beginning. God.
Uh,
I
What's up,
was
Aubrey?
just gonna say that it also, like, the picture showing 1,000 words, it shows how much the animation has improved as well.
oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
DC2 to DC3 is such a big gap. Like DC2 would never use expressions, while DC3 uses every expression to tell a story, and I love that Garden, like how they do it. Like especially characters like Rhea, Yule, Gret, like they benefit off of expression.
Oh yeah.
I want to know
For
who
sure,
like
yeah.
actually watched the seasons like in number order and went from season 1 to 2 to 3. That'd be the
Yeah.
biggest impact
Why did the
ever.
animation get so much worse? What happened?
Yeah.
Oh
I,
no.
I know Solar Volta did a reaction. I was like, season 1 to season. I'm like, oh no, they're watching it the order that way. Oh,
Yeah. Why are
Oh
Aiden
no.
Aiden and James talking positively about Tom and Jake? What happened? But yeah, we have this is like an interesting way to do an elimination. As you said, Emer, there's like multiple scenes before the cutoff, I guess. And I think it's really good because you really don't know who's going home this episode. I feel like I thought it was obvious.
What?
A lot of people really thought it was Allie going, so I was wrong.
I thought it was obvious too, but everyone did. Like everyone's like, "Wow!" I was watching this episode. I thought it was Allie. I'm like, okay. And I get it though. Like it's not. It's like sometimes some people can't tell. Like with the storyline pacing. But I was like, if Allie was to go this anticlimactic, I would die laughing at the right end. I'd be like, "What the." I mean, like a good what the fuck. It's like, huh? Like I don't like Allie the most, but like, come on, you can't do that to her. It's Fiori's time.
Yeah. There was a cut scene, but I don't know if this is in the original script. There was a cut scene where Allie and Fiori actually got to talk, and Fiori just basically insulted Allie a lot. She's just roasting Allie. It's kind of funny.
Oh, that didn't make the cut. I want that.
Yeah, that did not make the cut.
Did you voice the lines, Aubrey, for that scene?
No, they weren't even, like, in the script, like, at all.
Aw.
It's time to
Sadly,
leak. I'm joking.
so-
Don't leak them.
No, I could leak them.
So I didn't know. I didn't know.
What
I
could
didn't
have
Reenact
know
the
been?
line.
it existed. I'm kind of devastated.
Yeah, it's basically just Fiori just being mean to Allie. It's kind of funny. Allie's like, well,
See?
Fiori, it's either
Not
you or
allowed to be
me.
seen.
And Fiori's like, well, no bias, but I kind of hope it's you. And then Allie's just sad. It's great. I don't know. So people were saying, like, why don't, why getting rid of Hunter? Allie and Fiori could team up. And it's like, no, they won't. No, they won't. I don't think Allie would want to do that. Where y'all go? Why y'all muted? Genesis, it's your time to shine. Here we go.
Ashley and Jake is sitting on a rock. Ashley opens up, and then Ashley's basically trying to sort of comfort Jake for, what happened. But Jake is still kind of, feeling a little not so great about the whole talk with Tom. And so and then Jake's sort of pivots the discussion and says we need to talk about the vote, and Ashley immediately goes like, hey, no voting Allie, because they ate up their scene together, and then so hang on, so basically Ashley says, hey, let's do what we were trying to do from like the second episode before, Jake had that little dumb. So, yeah. So basically, Ashley says, "Hey, like, we should vote for Fiore, right?" But then, because then Jake suddenly pulls a, by not agreeing to vote for Allie, you're valuing her more than me or something like that. Uh-huh. So, but I mean, it is an understandable worry because, you know, when the numbers get fewer, then Ashley will likely have to choose between the two, right? But again, Ashley is hurt that Jake is even thinking that way to begin with. Understandably so. And so, yeah, I think it's all in all, it ended in a pretty decent talk. I mean, they sort of ended the talk on good terms, but I can't deny it did make me wonder whether Allie was really going to go home. I was still more so on Fiore at this point, but yeah, okay.
No, yeah,
Hopefully I did that one.
I do genuinely like this scene a lot. I know a lot of people don't like how strategy heavy this can be sometimes, but you know, I like how it really shows both Jake and Ashley's personalities. You know, they have a very odd
Yeah.
friendship if you think about it, but it's like, you know, I love seeing their contrasting worldviews. I guess it's great.
Mhm.
I love it.
Yeah, it really works. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like their friendship a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah. No one saw that coming, right, Genesis? No one saw that coming.
What, the Jake and Ashley friendship?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
They're
I
like, who's
didn't.
Ashley gonna bond with? She, you know, all her friends aren't on the season. And it's like, we'll make your new friends. Don't worry. We'll give her new friends.
She has a very like infectious personality, so like people like her a lot easily.
Mhm.
Unless you're like
Exactly.
Fiore or one of the villains, then you hate her because she's too likable.
Yeah.
You know?
Her dang social game.
Mm.
I feel like Ashley has like the strongest social and strategic game out of everyone in the cast at the moment, so it's pretty good.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh,
for sure.
strategic.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now within the status of the vote, she's been voting right. I will say, got Jake to like vote wrong. Like Jake, you should vote out Hunter. Jake's like, yeah. Like, no, Jake, Hunter's more like to work with you than Allie, and it's like,
Yeah.
Allie's more of like Jake realized his mistake. Is like, oh shoot, I gave Ashley power by having Allie around. I want to get rid of her now. It's like,
Yeah.
no. It's not how it works right now. We're in my deal. You got James. Now my target is Fiore, and we're not backing off it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how Ashley is. She's like, I'll vote you once, but now you can't vote against me. She kind of put him in a place.
Yeah. I like to think that Ashley is like, you know, oh, I you know, keeping Hunter's better, but I can, you know, work my magic on Allie easier, you know? So I'll keep Allie around.
Yeah, exactly. Because Hunter's more like this stick between both, like Jake and Ashley, but Allie's more like Ashley.
Yeah.
Like, that's better for me.
I love Magenta Team's my favorite. They're so fun. Magenta's my favorite.
My favorite's yellow. I love the chaos, as you can tell.
Yeah. But yeah, in Jake's words, let's save that for tomorrow. I'd rather focus on the vote tonight. Ashley says, fair enough, partner. And we get to the elimination. Oh boy. Now this is like podcast tradition at this point, but we're gonna read the votes out.
Hmm.
Who wants to do it?
Who hasn't been Crystal yet?
I haven't been Crystal,
Yeah.
and I'll happily
Oh my
do it.
god. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Mark's has to be Crystal. This will be perfect.
Okay,
Not
Imer,
this
you be
hard.
Jake.
Right.
We're gonna
Excited.
cast everyone. Imer, you be Jake. Genesis, you be Ashley.
Wait, what does Jake say?
I'm gonna post the script for you non-scripters.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All right, here we go.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm
gonna have the
stupid. I
worst-
read Fiori leaves, hits the road. I thought she like actually hit the road, like out of rage. She's like, ah! She like punches the road.
Okay. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out must leave immediately. First vote, Allie. Fiore. It's 1 vote Allie, 1 vote Fiore. Fiore. 6th person voted out from Disventure Camp. Fiore.
What?
I've been waiting for this for a long time.
Karma's a bitch, isn't it, Fiore?
Congrats, Ashley. You really have gullible-ass Jake wrapped around your finger. What a poor fool. Jake's just too stupid to see he's already lost.
Keep it up, you little brat. It's about time someone humbled you.
And Jake, I hope Scarface and Skunk Hair do a little more than kissing next time. Sad I won't be there to see your reaction.
Someone please shut her up.
Fiore, it's time for you to go.
Oh, I'll be Allie.
He says nothing, just watches her leave.
She cries twice. Allie cries twice at Fiori leaving.
Skunk hair is crazy, though.
Yeah, no, that was Jace's line. Jace
I want
added
to call
that,
me.
the skunk hair and what's the other one? Scarface. I wanted Fiori to call Aiden Cruella because the hair. That would have been funny.
Oh,
Oh,
that would have been almost better,
funny.
honestly. But I wanted
Yeah.
to say that line is also more proof of what I said earlier, where she did not have much like attention from her parents, most likely, because like the implications here is that she knows some stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Birds and
yeah.
bees.
Oh no.
Actually, the implications here is that she knows some stuff that she's not mentally mature enough to be equipped with or handle, which goes more into like, yeah, this little girl is probably traumatized, and that's why she's so terrible.
Yeah.
And you know what the worst part is? It's consistent with her, because in Alex Boot, she's like, you know something about making mistakes.
Yeah.
Fun of like having a kid.
Yeah.
So it's like she's known
Exactly.
for knowing about this.
Yeah, exactly. And like, it's like, was Fiore herself a quote unquote mistake? I kind of think so.
I love writing for Fiori in DC1. DC All Stars, I didn't have as many opportunities. Some of those lines are really good.
She was really good in this season all together. Like it's like a very like defined Fiore.
Yeah. My favorite was "Victory is mine, mine." And I like to think that inspired like her always celebrating at the end of like whenever things go her way. Like, gods be praised! Oh my god, thank the angels in heaven!
Yeah.
I like to think that.
I love Fiore when she cheers. It's always so cute.
See, that Tam inspired
really
Tom's
cool.
shitty improv, and I inspired Fiori celebrations. It's great.
Yeah, bro. Tam
What?
saved us from a good top
Yeah.
for the improv of Tom.
Tom. The reason Tom's a himbo is because of Tam. It's great.
Yeah.
Imagine how different DC
God.
Free Tom would be. Like he'd be the most serious person. He's like, guys, we cannot waste our food. Like we must eat it one at a time. And now he's just like super carefree and goofy. Can you
Yeah.
imagine
Oh my
the
God.
reality
Tom's like,
we live
I'm
in if it wasn't
Canada's
for
number
Tam.
one most wanted criminal.
Stop!
Okay, but
No.
I do have to
Um,
wonder. I do have to wonder. Tom being a himbo, is that kind of a reference to the stream that we did where Jace had mentioned that he was like, "Oh, Tom is actually kind of a himbo." Like I remember him saying that, and so I'm like, "Oh, the writers totally played off of him making that comment."
Oh yeah,
Especially nobody's
it's on the
writing
Patreon
himself.
channel.
No, because that was
Yeah.
that was in December, right? That stream, but we made the script in like September. So actually, no, that was a
I've
Oh.
known.
That
I
is
will
a
say
really
this
funny
though.
coincidence.
I know Jace, like in the Patreon chat, always talks about how they think like Tom is a bit of a himbo, like within like. So I've seen multiple times
Yeah.
this chat. I was expecting this to play into All Star.
Yeah.
Glad it did.
We also talked about it in the table reads a bit, because Jace sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I see Tom as a himbo, and I think that I think a lot of the writing team really played off of that, which I love because Tom's great.
Yeah.
We'll have Jace eventually. Well,
I
we'll have
love
everyone.
table read.
We'll have everyone eventually.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we won't have Jace. We don't know.
love
I'm joking.
We'll have everyone except Jay. If you're watching this, no, I'm kidding.
This is probably who's watching this right now. Jace, we love you.
We'll have,
Forgive us.
Yeah.
we'll have your twin brother Isiaj.
Easy.
No.
Easy.
That's amazing.
But yeah, no. Let's end off the episode 7 before we get into the final segment of the podcast. Connor says, "What does Connor say again?"
Where's the line? What's
How do you-
crack-a-lacking, kiddo?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
And then my favorite line of all time.
Shut up, boomer!
That's amazing.
Fiori
Yes.
interacting with like just these random like I don't even know what to say like pasty white men is so funny. Whether it's Hunter, Marcus,
Yeah,
or Connor,
like-
it's so
It's so so targeted. I love her.
Also Fiori and Nina. It's a very interesting parallel. You know, sadly Marcus did not appear in this episode.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
shame. Darn shame.
Yeah.
Give him, oh, sorry, little one. You
True
got
that.
voted
He
out.
did
I'm
appear.
sad now.
Did appear in the bus. We just don't see him in the bus. 'Cause Marcus is the bus.
Marcus is the
Well, I'm glad Fiore has actually rode the bus this time as opposed
look-
to
Ah.
Marcus,
Yeah, you
Marcus, Alec, and Connor can be the 3 gay dads. It's gonna be great.
Oh my god.
But yeah, Jake has a confessional where he's saying, you know, oh, I don't know what Ashley's motivations are. Very interesting. Now Ashley's kind of morally gray, I guess. Very interesting.
Right.
Oh, she was never the perfect princess. We all know this. Well, not all, but
Yeah.
the knowers.
So it's like, you know, why
Right.
did Ashley make it not Lil? You know, I'm gonna say it now. It's kind of a reason why. I feel like Lil's a little too nice.
No, exactly.
Ashley's younger.
Oh, actually, wait,
Oh.
Lil's not that nice. Wait, backtrack,
Yeah.
backpedal. Ashley
Hold
called
up
out
a
a child. Like, she was being very aggressive during that episode 4 scene. Like, she wasn't very wholesome, let's be honest. She has some
Yeah.
aggression. Like, cannot say that. You gotta rewatch DC1. You'll see what I mean. Like, Lil is, like, free and, like, talking shit. Like, she's, like, angry. She's, like, she gets loud. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Ashley's just more like she's more
Lovely.
of like a palatable character because like she's younger and stuff. That's
Yeah. Yeah, it's more believable to have a
Yeah.
young what's the word I'm looking for? Arsonist cowgirl be the morally gray one than a nice cowgirl.
yeah.
It is.
But yeah,
Sure.
Ashley has the closing
Yeah.
confessional of the episode. Very great. We were all waiting for it. Genesis, you want to say it?
We did it! Fiore is finally gone. Yeehaw! Okay. We used her and kicked her off when we no longer needed her. Things couldn't have worked out better. Making myself laugh. Okay. Lil, Will, Nick, we better meet up for drinks after this. First round's on me.
Let's go.
Woo!
That
Yeah.
was
Numerous
amazing.
times in
See,
that.
look,
Yeah.
even though Ashley doesn't care about Nick, he still got invited. Nick had a happy ending after
Right.
all.
Yes,
Oh.
Nick.
Who's been referenced so far of the eliminated players? Rosa, or sorry, of the non All Stars. Rosa,
Carol.
Lil, Nick, Carol. It's,
Kyle.
Oliver.
No.
it's just Kai and Maggie left, right? Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan
Oh,
hasn't
Dan
been.
and Dan, yeah.
Dan hasn't.
And Drew, Dan
Yeah.
and Drew. Dan, Drew, Kai, Maggie. Okay, fair enough. Hopefully
Nice.
everyone gets referenced at least once, you know? At least once.
True that.
Hopefully. Maybe Gret will reference Drew because she's in my final speech. I will reference Drew, so maybe like when Gret wins talking about that.
Dan, look, that's Fiori. I posted
Yeah.
that's Fiori in Ace Attorney.
Oh my god. That is surreal.
barbed head, you putrid
Lemon, or whatever she says. I don't remember what she says. Something like that. But yeah, without further ado, before we end this podcast, why don't we get to our final segment, the LVP MVP section. We're gonna all say our least favorite and favorite characters of the episode, starting with the least favorite, so that we can end on a positive note. Who wants to start? I actually need to think about this for a second. Wait, who's my least favorite?
No, at all.
Wait.
I actually need to think about this.
Who do I put LVP?
Okay, let me see.
I mean, I have an obvious least favorite, but I don't want to say Yule again because I love Yule.
I can start. And I'm not going to go the obvious Yule disgusting little boy way, even though he is disgusting and he definitely deserves to be everybody's least favorite. My least favorite for this episode was Tom, for no other reason other than continuing to extend a storyline in which I know he's lying. Like, the way he even spoke about it, you know he's lying. You know he's just extending it further, and gave Jake a little to absolutely no closure. And then shut down Aiden. Like, isn't he your friend? Like, hello? So, Tom, LVP.
Oh my god, that was a good pick. I literally had Tom in my head, and then just like you
Brilliant.
say it, I'm like, One.
Literally.
Yeah. Wait, Tam. Before I
It's
continue,
like-
really quick, Tam. While you were AFK, were you still recording?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tom.
Yeah.
Tom, that's three. That's the third time in 7 episodes that Marks has given Tom LVP. That's interesting.
I love that.
Who wants to go next?
I could go.
Yeah.
My LVP is kind of a tie between Yule and Ellie because both of them were really awful people this episode. Like, Yule was terrible to his girlfriend, and like him like looking at Gret that way when she said she was starving, that I did not appreciate that. And Ellie was just stirring up drama left and right and was like a complete little bitch. So, and she didn't really even say much either. She was just like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything until 15 minutes in, but I'm gonna like be a terrible person on top of that."
Yeah. No, Ellie.
Yeah.
In her, what, like 2 minutes of content this episode? She chose violence. She really chose violence.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So funny.
Oh boy. It's not even a good plan. It's like, what? Does Jake think they're just gonna do it in the
Yeah.
middle of the challenge?
Do it.
It's like,
Do it.
Aiden, get on the ground right now. I know we're in the middle of a challenge, but no.
If you're starving, you don't think this through. You're impulsive with every little thing. Like, you haven't ate, you haven't slept. Like, you just think, God.
Yeah. Okay.
So, like, I
Never mind.
get it.
And yeah, in hindsight, the LVP is kind of obvious and stuff. So never mind.
Can do a diversion LVP if it's needed be. So I was going to go
Ooh.
Tom, but I kind of want to go for the memes now. I feel like if you hate Rhea, you deserve LVP. I gotta give it to Trevor. Like,
Trevor
was very like he was very hating her.
Yeah, that one's fair. That one's fair.
He goes on a rant. Is like he's talking about the game to Connor. Like, you should not be allowed to talk about, like, you should vote this way. That is very controlling. Also, being around the celebrity, he gets to push Rhea's yarn ball, whatever. He's not that happy. He should be happy to be next to famous people. Like, I feel like he's just not enjoying his opportunities provided, and I think he needs LVP today.
God damn it.
Love that.
Yeah, that was fair.
I agree with that.
I
Dang.
need to think, because I want to be unique, but
The day when I pick Yule as LVP,
will be today.
Would it be today?
It was close.
Or it won't be
no,
today?
it's not today. It's not today. It was very close.
It was funny
super
though, so you
close.
have that valid reason. Like, I got some laughs out
Yeah.
Fiori's
I-
reaction to
I
all
was
the
like,
Yule
oh my
fans is
God.
hilarious.
Yeah. I was like, you better not make me laugh, and he did, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm such an awful person.
Oh,
But
Mark's gonna
the
always make
2
you
out of
smile.
10,
as
I'm like-
you'll-
Yeah, the 2 out of 10 comment was insane.
The 2 out of 10, I was like,
that
oh,
got me.
you
It was
stupid little
laughing on
boy.
the floor.
Oh my
It
god.
is a 10 out of 10, honestly, though.
Yeah, go
Oh
Tam.
my
Who's your
God, like literally. Ha. Okay, I will have to say Alec.
What?
yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, Alec. I don't know. I just had to pick one of the main, like, the people who actually spoke this episode, and I felt like, I don't know. I didn't really like his role in this. Like, he was on such a high in like the first couple episodes, and just to see him kind of in this state now, it's kind of, I don't know. He took a backseat for me.
So do you like people dominating the whole season with the same amount of screen? I'm
Yeah.
joking though, like, don't take it as a personal attack.
I know, it's like, but oh my God, it's like, I don't know, because he just didn't do anything. And like the conversation that him and Rhea had, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair though,
I don't
like,
know. Yeah, it felt kind of just, not interesting enough for me.
that's fair.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, but I did like
The
like,
focus is
Rhea
more on
talking
Rhea.
back. Right,
Like
exactly.
what? Like Alec talking bad about Connor? Like, that's story relevant. The story villain is
Yeah.
Rhea right now in the moment.
Exactly.
Alec doesn't get anything off of it. He's just talking air.
Right.
So I understand that LVP pick.
Yeah. Alex just being tugged around too many places for me. Like, yeah.
Aw.
It's about
That's a good
Queen.
valid reason.
Yeah.
I didn't want to though. I was like, but
Too though, he
Someone has
picks
to
her because of Rhea. Like, kind of.
Yeah.
right.
I will put. I don't want to put Yule because, like, yeah, he's a jerk, but like the narrative like punishes him. You know, he gets hit by a ball.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, he's a funny jerk.
So like he's getting punished at least by
Yeah.
the story. So for being bad.
Mhm.
Ellie. I don't know because like Ellie's really bad move, really awful move. But like, I mean, Jake is gullible, so it's kind of working. So
It was kind of fun.
I actually forgot who it was. It was okay. No, I'm gonna have to agree with Marks here. I'm also gonna put Tom. I think that
That's a
You
good
know,
one.
stuff's going on. He's acting
Mhm.
all sketchy. He's acting all sketchy, not being very reciprocative for
Jpeg.
Jake. Yep.
If you think of the test lines, like, Hunter, you're acting strange or whatever. Like, that's what I'm thinking right now because of how you phrased the LVP.
Really?
Yeah,
Fair
like
enough.
how Tess like goes like in episode like 5, whatever.
Huh. Yeah, no, Tom's just acting strange, and I get
Yeah.
it. You know, there's probably more going on behind the scenes with Tom, but we don't know it yet, so we don't know what he's going through.
Acting strange.
Gonna have to say Tom. All right, Gigi, bring us out with the LVP.
I was originally gonna do you know who, she who must not be named, but I already did her last time, so I'm just not gonna yeah. So I'll just go ahead and pick Yule. I don't think anyone picked Yule specifically here anyway. I mean, granted, yes, the narrative does punish him, but let's be honest, he's not gonna learn from it, nor, you know, should it be expected for him to learn from it. So yeah. Oh, and my review, right. In honor of episode 7 itself, I will give this episode a 6.9 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah,
of course you do the funny number. You think you're so clever.
Okay, I was more so just not.
You think you're
I
so
was
clever.
more so taking a joke on the fact that it's not 7.
Nice.
But sure,
Oh my
that works too. But I'll give it a 6.9 out of 10. Namely because I like, you know, I didn't expect this episode to be anything wild or anything like that, because I mean, you know, we just came off of probably one of the best DC episodes, and
Yeah.
you know, this is a bit of a cool down before, you know, things pick up again, presumably. But yeah, I didn't expect much out of this, and I mean, it still came up as enjoyable wherever it could. But I do have a lot of issues with it here and there. One of my little complaints is Ellie's starting to become a little more 2D right now. A little too Fiore / Yule cartoony villain-esque.
Mhm.
And I kind of just prefer her in the 3 dimension as a villain.
3
Yeah, I agree, and that's why I kind of put her as my LVP or one of my LVPs.
Yeah. Yeah, very base take. But yeah, that complaints like that just bring down the episode for me. But overall, I mean, it's good. It's still way better than Total Drama All Stars by a mile.
Oh,
Imer, that's
Oh
like saying,
yeah.
Imer, that's like
Maybe.
saying, oh, this well-cut steak
I
is
agree.
better than shit. It's like, sorry, did I say Imer? I meant Genesis. Sorry, I meant Genesis.
Okay.
No, I know. What
You were dragging me. Like, it's not my. Like, I didn't even do anything this time. I was innocent.
I said the wrong name. I apologize. But yeah.
I mean, you say that, but like, unironically, some people really do think Total Drama All Stars is better. Which I mean, like, no hate if you do. I mean, you know, each their own.
It's
but-
no hate, but you know what they say. Sometimes you can have a wrong opinion, and that's.
The way I see it, it's like comparing apples and oranges. It's like 2 different shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is more like for an older audience, while TV is for like the young kids.
Yeah.
So like it's a different genre of itself, so you can't really just say, "My God, these shows are the exact same," because they are not.
Yeah. That's a whole.
We have yet to see a reset button, though. Just want to make that clear.
That's a whole podcast for
Um,
itself. We have a whole. We could
Yeah.
do like a whole 2-hour podcast on that. But before we end, let's do the MVPs of the episode. Let's end positively. Who wants to start? Who's everyone's MVPs for the episode?
I
Pick
am
yourself to get
going
another one.
to be unpredictable here because this totally goes against what Fiori would say, but Ashley is my MVP for this episode because she has a ton of wins, and like we said earlier, she has like the best social and strategic game, and she ended up being able to kick out Fiore. And she also like managed to convince Jake to do that too, even though Jake was probably originally going to vote for Allie.
Yeah, no, Ashley is just. I don't know what it is about this cowgirl who made pre-merge, but maybe it was a good thing Fiori got her pre-merge in DC1. She's really a force to be reckoned with. Oh god, yeah, she's a force to be reckoned with. I'm also gonna say Ashley. You know what? Maybe we'll get an Ashley Queen sweep. I accidentally said Queen sweep, but that actually works too. We might get an Ashley Queen sweep here.
Queen.
I'm gonna say Ashley as well. I think that almost everything in this episode went her way. She's very fun. I love her moment with Jake at the end of the episode. It's really cute. And yeah, no, a lot of people weren't excited for her, but I feel like people are like, after they see this episode, they'll be like, you know what? I kind of get it now. I'm kind of on the Ashley train now. Genesis was on board since episode 1, but yeah. Who wants to go next? Mark, Sam, Imer?
I guess I can go, just to get out of the way. My MVP actually is Ashley.
Oh.
Because I feel like this was so close to giving it to Gret. I was like, Gret deserves it, but I'm like, it hasn't earned it yet. I can't be biased. So, this episode, it establishes Ashley. She's like, alright. Goes into this thing. We see her talk about Allie. We see how every little thing Ashley does is having consequences right now, but she's able to navigate it through and showing a very talent of a character of her journey. I feel like with the whole fucking down Jake, she's like, Jake, you are not getting your way on voted Allie tonight. You're going Fiori because I really wanted to do this, and I just hope you don't burst my bubble. Really see the emotion come out of Ashley there. Show that she isn't just gonna smile her way to the end. She will fight back if she thinks someone's call is bad. Because remember, Ashley had fell victim to Nick's bad call, and it ruined her game, Will and Lil's. She is no longer letting her allies dictate it for her. She is branching her own path, and we really see this progression added to the character, and I think that's why I have to give her the MVP for this episode.
I sure am, and I hear what you guys are all saying. I really do. I had 2 MVPs in mind, and neither were Ashley. My MVP for the episode, and I had to. This is not my favorite for the episode, but who I genuinely think was the best character in terms of progression in this episode, I have to give it to Jake. I really do.
Ooh.
I think his
Ooh,
dichotomy
that's a good one.
really came out in
Yeah.
this episode. It showed that he's not perfect. It showed that he's definitely got some issues, and he reverts very quickly back to how he usually was. Especially in the challenge, but at the end of the day, he's still willing to listen and compromise, which we got even at the end of the episode and his last confessional. Really, really loved how they characterized him in this episode.
Interesting.
It's a really good pick, and I remember the start of the podcast, you're like, I don't like Jake at all. For you to be like, okay, I can acknowledge what Jake did was amazing, and I really appreciate that. Coming from you, Marks, and that was very well said.
Yeah, Jake was overall really good. I definitely
the
have to
progression.
agree.
Oh, me? Oh, okay.
Let's save Tam for last, because let's save Tam for last. I don't want to say why. I want to see if Tam remembers why.
Oh?
Oh wait.
Yeah.
This is just
Okay, this is all right. We'll save Tam. Okay, Tam made it just for last.
Well, yeah. So, okay, we're at this situation.
Also, because I
So-
feel like Genesis has been last almost every time. We always save him for last.
Oh, have I been? Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
This. Okay, well, I'll be second to last this time. So oh boy. Okay. I'll have to give this. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna be predictable. All right.
Oh no, Genesis. No,
I cannot breathe.
I don't nail.
Oh no.
I'll give credit where credit is
gotta-
due. I'll give credit where credit is due, all right? I mean, like, I don't think anyone can blame me. So we're just going to have to mark this one as a absolute W for Fiore. And that's why she's my MVP this time.
Wait,
I
what?
think Fiore...
Wait.
I thought we were talking about the blondes.
What?
Genesis! No! Take it back!
Oh my
No, that fate is red.
Yeah, no, I'm giving it to Fiore because, one, we all know Ashley did amazing. I'm not gonna be fucking predictable right now. Two, I don't know. I think this was just a really good send off for Fiore, just in general. Because she had her big roast thing at the end, and it was kind of just like the embodiment of everything I liked about Fiore as a villain. I don't know. I have a very particular niche for villains. Like, I always like the sort of goofy ideas for a villain, and or just sort of like the villains that really like they know when to be menacing, but they can also just be fun to like follow, if that makes sense. And I think Fiore just fits into that niche so well because the idea itself is just insane. Like, put an adult's mind in the body of a child, and you got Fiore. It's just this most out of pocket things being said by a little child, but it works so well. And you know, I mean, the beta didn't really find the writing properly, but like when we got into season 1 and then season 3 as well, it's that perfect niche for me. And then just seeing her go out in the same way that, you know, I really liked what she brought to begin with the skunk hair and the scar face. I don't know. It put a smile on my face.
Yeah. I agree. I think that giving Fiori the dimension of like what it's like when she's on the bottom of the tribe or the team. Oh crap! I said tribe.
You made fun of me this whole time for saying tribe. Okay, now we gotta talk about this. He's called me out 8 times. Now you said it. You said it.
I said tribe. Okay, whatever. Seeing Fiori at the bottom of her team and seeing her lose is like, wow, that's interesting. Lose strategically, not lose in a challenge. But yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a new dimension. Anyway,
Oh
Tam,
my God.
bring us out.
Okay. So, this is more of like a personal pick. And I've only watched the episode once, but like I loved Tess in this episode. Yeah.
That's it.
No, okay, no. Yeah, I really like Tess because I want her to be my therapist, like for real. But it's like I love that like she's showing me a new, like it's a new front for her, like a new like, just jumping off from DC2 and where she's at now. I love it. I love what I'm seeing, and I love that like her conversations with Gabby and Allie really matter. And like she's getting a little bit more like agency in the plot right now. So I'm excited for her. That's it. It's just, I don't know. Coming off from DC2, she showed me a lot of growth.
Yeah.
So it was fun to see her talking with other people, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. A lot of people are accusing Tess of doing nothing, and it's like, are you blind? Compare DC2 Tess, DC All-Stars Tess. DC2 Tess doesn't
She's
talk to anyone.
doing amazing! Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I made it a personal goal this time to pick a female for
there we go.
MVP.
Okay, Tam remembered. Okay, we did it. We did it.
I was like, oh my God.
Oh,
It came naturally, I swear. I'm trying.
yeah. I will say though, I want to add up to Tam's amazing point. You see, like Tess, like go to like her conversation with Gabby, which was a big scene this episode, where it's like, "I will go talk for you." Also, how she makes the offhand about, like, has always been, I'm not surprised she would deem a title. Like, these little comments over here really add to her personality, and we get to really see, like, Tess grow. So I think you acknowledging her being a big key in this episode, I really appreciate that idea, and I think a lot of other fans around here will appreciate you for mentioning, like, she might be overshadowed by, like, the bigger personality.
Exactly. Yes. So perfectly said. Like, not often do I really like the nice characters, but I mean, I think that she just interjects her way into this plot so well. So,
Yeah.
Also, to add on, it just shows how much better she's doing in life now than she was in season
yes,
2.
for sure.
Because
Yeah.
she's able to handle other people's issues now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like a nod to DC too, because Tess like, I want to help out Hunter. Now, like, we can see her being capable of helping out people, and I feel like that's just like a nice little respect to like her prior season.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who knew that Tess would have the most social awareness out of the three?
Yeah.
Like,
Whoever,
oh
whoever
my
pitched that
God.
idea is genius.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know who they are, but they sound awesome.
Okay, so yeah, that wraps up the this episode of Disventure Dispatch. Overall, we're just it's a good setup episode. So we had some good opinions about it. But we're mostly just excited for the next episode. So yeah, I guess we'll all see you. Yeah, there's like nothing much else to say about this episode, but it's still good. All right. Well, we'll see you guys.
Episodes.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we'll catch you next time.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Mark's made the end for once.
Bye!
So this is what the end looks like. Huh.